Hello and welcome everyone, this is Blackadder at Blackadder's Place and I welcome you to today's stream. So we are going to be having in the end look on a game that I actually noticed during this Steam Next Fest, or rather at the end of it. That's gonna be there for Millennia. It's a new game, kinda seems like Civ-Like practically, 4X strategy, turn-based. So yeah, you're supposed to be basically taking a civilization from the start until, well, some kind of future and space exploration and whatnot it looks like. No, and there is a demo right now available, and if you want to be testing it yourself, feel free to do so. It is available until Monday, like 16 GMT, or what was the time that I have seen that and seen there. So definitely something that if you are into that kind of game, you might want to try and test out. Bit of a epic music, but yeah, hopefully the sound levels, I have set them up properly. No, and well, we are gonna be having in this demo 60 turns, as you can see. That's how far we can be playing. The game is fully unlocked, including 5 possible ages, with more than 30 in the full game. Can we reach the Age of Blood or the Age of Heroes? I guess we will see. Already apparently quite some wish listing. It's obviously from backed by the publisher Paradox Interactive. They are of course well known for all games like that. And C-Prompt being the developers of it. So I guess, well, let's maybe have a look on how it's gonna be shaping up. Unfortunately, for some reason, I can't be exactly accessing options from the main menu if I'm gonna be on the window, because my full screen is again 1200 at height. I'm just gonna play it in a small window 1080, so that I don't have to be making overlays for Twitch and whatnot, and make it a bit simple also potentially on my computer, but this is not entirely as hard on it as the Stormgate was on Monday. So I guess you're gonna be just gonna start a new game through the options. You're gonna be going in the game, because that is where I can actually do something about it. So we have quick start and custom game. Apparently multiplayer, I guess, yeah, not gonna be in the demo. So quick start bonus. Wow. Extra archer unit, warband, scout, extra experience. Okay, you're gonna be basically having very diverse starting conditions if you wish. Regional food, influence, unrest suppression, interesting. Culture, discount settlers, envoys pioneers. Claim territory. Exploration. Not sure what that is going to be. Settled puzzles plus prosperity, discounted rush production. Okay, oh well, these are kind of like random bonuses you can be taking. Nation, what do we have here? Aztecs, Brazil, China, Egypt, France, Germany, Greece, India, Japan, Ottomans, Persia, even for example, Rome, Russia, Spain, Sweden, United Kingdom, United States, and well, the classic Civ Zulu. Just that maybe, for example, you have something like Malians that definitely have grown into a bit of a prominence due to age of games, but nonetheless that was quite a bit of a late realm. I guess maybe it's also gonna be a part of it all. And difficulty, novice, apprentice, adept, master. I guess it's like normal. No, but I also wanted to be having a look onto what was the other option in the custom game. Oh wow. So apparently I can be playing with up to 8 players, 1 human, then you're gonna be having AIs, and therefore... Can you turn them off? Oh, right. Yes, you can. Okay, so you can basically like actually quite a bit set it up. Novice, apprentice, yeah, well... That's a bit interesting kind of like way to do it, because usually you're gonna be having different types of them, like attacking, defending, technology-based, whatever like that, right? So it's a bit interesting to be having it on actual like difficulty, and therefore then I guess they're gonna be all playing the same. Not sure if that's supposed to be changed. Continents, islands, inland seas, and Pangea, and then you have a whole size of the map, and you can be actually getting a specific map seed. Interesting. I guess it's gonna be in for like tournaments. They, I guess, might be planning. That's gonna be multiplayer. Don't know entirely certain how that would be working tournaments in something like Civilization, but who knows. Everything is gonna be, I guess, possible, and this is gonna be the bonuses, of course, yes. Civilizations. Nation builder. You're gonna be actually able to even put together your own civilization. Well, Bohemians will be, of course, definitely built. But I guess you're gonna be going for the quick. That's gonna make it a bit simple. All random. I guess normal difficulty. Let us therefore see what we get. Otherwise, I'm also gonna be for a bit showing the task manager, but really the game is not entirely that hard on that. Just like on the graphics a bit, but I guess it's gonna be maybe the unlimited frames, not entirely certain, but unless the device, it really doesn't seem demanding. I'm having 11 years old computer, i5 3570, 3.4 GHz quad core, 8 GB RAM. Graphics card Radeon HD 7900, 3 GB, so really 11 years old computer. It was really good back then. It's like almost top tier, like sub top tier, but well, still kind of runs quite a bit fine today. Obviously not made for streaming, so it was something that usually was a complication and is complication for me, but for games like this it shouldn't be too bad. So I guess let's therefore welcome to Millennia. Messages like this will introduce parts of the game as you play. Move your cursor over key phrases to learn more about them. Like terrain, okay, yeah. Every territory tile has a type of terrain, such as grassland, hills, desert, mountains, deep water, and so on. Terrain affects unit movement, how much influence is required to claim the territory, the type of improvements that can be built there, and give combat bonuses or penalties, yes. The next button in the bottom right will guide you through your turns, and additional information is available in the Infopedia, accessible via the options menu or by pressing F1. Click the alerts on the right side of the screen for reminders and help topics. Okay. Researches. Your nation. Each nation represents a society of land-controlling societies throughout the ages, featuring their own flag and border color. Competing nations can be both your adversaries and allies through diplomacy. You can take different paths for your nation, choosing their own governments and national spirits to define their leadership style. Each nation is working to achieve victory for its people. Apart from any victory age conditions, the last nation standing achieves victory. Okay. Okay. Can you go off? Good. Knowledge is a national resource that represents the scientific understanding of a nation. Knowledge is used each turn to advance the research of technologies or ages. Okay, and which is used to research technologies. Yes, every age provides a selection of technologies, which unlock much of the content in Millennia. Technologies can be researched in any order with knowledge, but are discounted if another nation has researched it already, or if it's from a different age. Research enough technologies from the current age to unlock the next age. Right, so that's basically just like a bit of a rubber banding mechanism, so that if somebody's getting ahead, you can at least bit catch up, not to be completely destroyed too soon, I guess. The more knowledge you have, the faster technologies can be researched, of course, and technologies unlock new capabilities for the nation, and click the button labeled research in the top left screen to open your research panel. Okay. Production. Each of your regions are a nation's populated settlement territories, distinct from vassals, by being under direct control of a nation. At the heart of every region is a single capital city, and every region has its own regional needs, population, buildings and goods, production queue and region level, as well as its own territory and borders. Alright. Production. Regions generate production, which is a regional resource that represents the manufacturing capacity of a region. Regions accumulate and immediately use production to train units, build capital buildings, or conduct projects in the production queue. The more production a region has, the faster it can complete tasks, and of course, the greater the results a project will yield, which is used to construct buildings. Buildings built inside capital cities give resources and passive buffs to the region. The nation as a whole, buildings are constructed inside capitals, and there is no cap to how many buildings you can have, but you can only have one of each building per region. Buildings are built over time based on your region's production. Buildings give permanent bonuses so long as you retain control of its region So build as many buildings as you can. Alright. And train units. Formations of people, vehicles or mobile machines on the map are units. Left click units to select them, right click to give them move or attack orders. Some units have special unit actions, which appear as buttons above their portraits. Okay. And multiple units in the same location become an army and move together. Okay, curious. And units and armies that do nothing on their turn become fortified, restoring 10% of their health, even in enemy or neutral territory. They can also restore 20% health by standing in their nation's borders. This can make defending armies particularly hard to kill and be a way to save a unit from being useless once injured. That's basically like a healing spring for Loki in Age of Mythology. Projects are one of the 3 types of things that production in regions. Okay, that you can produce in regions, I guess. Unlike capital buildings and units, projects are never completed. Instead, projects continue until a region is tasked to build something else. It's kinda funny. Converting all production in the region into a different resource each turn. Okay. This is kind of like a bit buggy, it seems like, the overlaps. At each of your, or maybe there's some setting for that to be lasting different time. At each of your regional capitals, that is heart of each region, capital city, select the capital city of a region controlled by your nation. Opens the city screen where you can manage your region and track its progress. Take good care of your citizens and the neighbors. Should the capital fail to revolt or fall to revolt or invasion, the region will be lost. To open the production menu for a region, center your view over the region and its information will show at the top of the screen to the right here. Yeah. Click that to open the capital menu and see more. Select the build tab and choose a unit, building or project you want to produce. Right. Army basics. The formations of people on the map are units. We've already read that, right? Yes. Left click units to select them and right click location to give them a move or attack orders. Some units have special abilities, right? Location is army and sub-select. You can sub-select units in an army by clicking the portraits visible at the bottom of the screen when an army is selected. This is also how you access a specific unit's special unit actions. Units with a flag below them belong to another nation. Okay, so I guess that's gonna be right now the basic. And, well, this is where we begin. I guess gonna be a good point for some screenshot taking as well. So that we have some memories of all of this. I'm gonna be apparently playing as the Turks and having Konyaspor practically. That's a real city actually. But nonetheless, at this point I wanted to be showing the options actually first and foremost before we delve into it deeper, since I couldn't get to it previously. So I got our basic settings. I'm gonna be trying to play it with what they have given us. So yeah, basically how they want to experience how they want us to experience the game. That's a bit better. Autosaves 10 turns. Can I set it up on actually every turn? I guess let's keep it as it is. Hopefully it's not gonna be crashing. Army travel speed, combat animation, map scroll. Alright. Autoplay combat results. Well, check the combat viewer plays automatically when combat starts. While unchecked, you can step through each combat action manually. I guess you're gonna be starting maybe with that, and then we're gonna be testing also the manual. Show exhausted units are scammed. What? Determines whether a campsite is displayed when a unit has spent all of its movement. Whether by moving combat. Alright, so that you're basically gonna be having a signal that you can't move with them anymore. Army visualization. Guess keep dynamic. Zoom percent. Observe attacks by other nations. Yes. Okay, so in the interface. Tooltop lock-in method. Lock after timed lock delay. Yeah, that's kinda like what probably I was having a bit of a problem with, right? Like with left shift or middle mouse. Yeah, so basically it's gonna be locked for a bit if you're gonna be hovering over it. So the basic is gonna be assuming that you are reading it. I guess let's gonna leave it. Tooltip delay, blah blah blah, nested tooltip, help messages, yes. Hex grid. I guess you're gonna be maybe wanting to use that, possibly. Controls, no, fairly standard. Very strange is the move camera. I'm gonna be seeing it in a moment. Can you like change it? You actually can't even change it. Oh, it's gonna be basically hard stuck with what we have here. Audio was at 50. Oh, sorry, I moved it and moved it to 25. No, and the graphical options, you don't really have too many things here. Even on my old computer, it automates into maximum and seems to be playing fine with that. And yeah, well, options are full screens and windows. I'm gonna be on the 1080 here. Okay, so these are the options that we have in the game. And, well, of course, you can be zooming out, you can be zooming in, as you'll be expecting in such a game. Can I somewhat center it somehow? I don't know, it's gonna maybe have something like this. And, of course, as usual in all the games, I was trying to basically move around with scrolling on the sides, and it's not apparently working. And I was expecting that if it's gonna be drag scroll, which sometimes is in these games, then it's gonna be right click and drag, which is normal, but it's actually left click and drag, which is really crazy to me. Like seriously, and tell us, have I seen it before? Not sure if it's any kind of other Civilization games or whatnot. I haven't played the newest ones. But yeah, that seems to be a bit wild to me. But I guess I'm gonna have to live with it. You don't really have any kind of change possible. No, and therefore, what are we gonna be doing? We are in turn-based, so we can of course do what we want overall. And I think I'm gonna be for a moment showing right part now how it is on my computer with the task manager, so that you can appreciate the performance and if it's like hard on your computer or not. I can see it's not really that difficult. So let's maybe kind of scroll a bit in so that we can better appreciate what's up. So that's the city. And no technology is being researched, so I guess you should be doing that as you're in the Stone Age. What does this do? Oh right, that's gonna be like now letting us therefore... Okay, so that's the infopedia. I'm not gonna be... I guess I'm not gonna be reading everything to be getting some gameplay in. But in general, this is probably quite a bit helpful because this is gonna be showing us what it's gonna be allowing, right? Plantation... Food stockpile and farms. Okay, I'm getting annoyed by... Yeah, right about now the exit is not working for some reason. It to be escaping. I guess it's alright, but nonetheless it's a bit the weird thing not working. But yeah, that needs to go. The tooltip. Otherwise it's gonna be driving me crazy. Yeah, let's gonna use normal tooltips. It's a bit of a weird actually thing, but I guess it's basically supposed to be preventing people like randomly scrolling away or moving away with the mouse. But just like never seen that as a complaint, so not sure. But nonetheless, we do have right now therefore efficient farmstead, of course. Food stockpile, that seems like a good idea, right? From Stone Age into farmland. Defensive scouting workers. Tribal elders. Usually need to be having food first, then can be thinking about other things. So this is knowledge. So this is gonna be potentially allowing us to upgrade things faster. I'm thinking that the food will have to be the first thing. Yeah, it's already selected. I'm fairly certain it will be something that we need to go for. Otherwise, defenses are gonna be clear. Spawning archers and further things. Units to move through and towns to be built on. Scouting, okay. Might be interesting. Allowing you some better movement speed possibly of the units. Lookout, of course, and scouts, and then workers, improvement points, and clay pit, sure. Workers. I guess the farming needs to be a thing for us. The first one, so that's gonna be the research. Region is idle, so what are we gonna be right now building here? You have right now filters to the top. I've already kind of a bit wondered how it's working, but it's basically like a toggle on and off. It's not entirely something at first, but once you learn that it's the way, then it's alright. Just a toggle filter that way. So, what do we have here? In the units, warband or scouts. So, rider with superior eyesight but lesser combat skills. Warband, basic unit. Guess maybe get some kind of scouts first to look around. For the buildings, palisade walls probably don't need it. I guess town center might be important. What does it do? Government XP. Palisade is of course defense. Dolmen is gonna be religion. Tomb forbidden enough to serve as a territorial claim. There's actually some like an influence. One-time border expansion. 100 influence. I have no idea what kind of importance that is of. Unlocked by farming. Yes, scouting of course. A homeland. A historical site where a nation was originally founded. Okay, so that's basically like already. Interesting that it's gonna be like an improvement here. Oh, you can actually go for only one thing here. Aha. So either army or building or project. Okay. And project will be levy workers, generating improvement points. Could be therefore allowing us maybe. I mean, like that's the project, so that's unending. So that's gonna be allowing us to get those other things faster. Okay, town center. What does it really do? Building where humans. I mean, like, doesn't really tell us what it's gonna be good for. But I'm just gonna kind of assume that maybe getting that in is a good idea. So let's randomly build town center. Hopefully, it's gonna be something useful. And you can also write about not deploy workers. I guess when you have some. I guess you don't have any. Worker pool. This is the number of inactive workers in this region. Workers left in the pool will automatically be assigned at the end of turn. Manually assign workers to forage or work improvements in your region. Send workers back to worker pool. Blah blah blah. Okay. So we have like a. Yeah. Okay. So we have worker or grassland. It's gonna be getting food. Scrubland, 1 food. Okay, this. Okay, so grassland is good food. Scrubland is gonna be bad food, I guess. And water is gonna be also not good food. So I guess this is gonna be making best sense really to put the worker there. Food is consumed each turn to meet the region's food need based on that region's population. Providing more food than a region needs increases that region's population growth. Yeah, logic. Okay, so we are getting right now therefore +4 food, it looks like. If we remove him therefore it's gonna be +2, so that's a kind of basic of 2, I guess. From tribal government buff, okay. So let's get more food so that we can get, I guess, more people. Population 1 of 5. Progress towards next population, 0%. Okay, so in 4 turns we should be getting therefore another settler, I guess. No. And population determines how many workers can be assigned in a region. Grow or shrink depending on how well needs in the region are met. Sanitation as well. Interesting in housing. It's gonna be actually maybe some kind of deeper connection than connections than civilization, something like that, even almost a SimCity or whatnot. The maximum population of a region is governed by its region level. For each region level, a region can support 5 population, build capital buildings, place new towns, and upgrade existing towns with their expand town engineering and domain power to increase their region level. I guess you can get into it later. So this is where we have in the village, right? I guess actually it's gonna be too important. Interesting food here, and let's therefore. That's gonna be there for our Solgarinos. Yes, warband. Skip army. Guard. What? Ignore this army for 1 turn. So I guess let's maybe move somewhere, I imagine. Does it show somewhere how many movement points you have with an army? Oh, I'm right now seeing that actually right now to the top. I was wondering why I cannot click on those things to the top, but it seems like they're basically misaligned if you are playing on a maybe different resolution. Okay, so that's a bit strange. I guess, yeah, that's gonna be maybe a bit annoying to click properly then. Oh, well, that's a bit unfortunate. And there's nothing. Government, research. Okay, research and farming. What about culture? What do we have here? Available culture powers. Create town. Creates a new level 1 town or adjacent in or adjacent to your territory. Towns increase the region's level, generate wealth and improvement, or the adjacent improvement. Generate influence to speed expansion into nearby territories. Improve defenses for the regional capital, and newly produced units can be set to spawn there instead of the capital. You can increase the town's level with expand town, engineer and domain power. Once at least level 2, towns can be specialized to generate special resources or additional resources. Okay. So I guess that's not something that you can do now. Local reforms. And government, we are needing 30 government XP, we don't have that obviously. And spawning a settler. We are right about now gonna be tribal. Apparently matriarchal or whatnot, it seems like, for the time being. Use government research to organize a nation's building projects and community. Okay, unlocks bonus projects and units for nations. Tribal government buffs. Culture. Influence, no, whatever. Don't need to be caring about that, I guess. And selecting a new government replaces all buffs and unlocks from your previous government. Interesting. Tribal farming. I guess you're gonna be getting those per turn, those things. Oral history into knowledge, community projects, improvement points, and raise tribal army. And then tribalism reformed. Mastery of this form of government. Peace for evolution, plus innovation, plus culture, somewhere down the line. Okay. So I guess let's therefore move out. Seem to be having right about now, therefore 2 movement points or whatnot. Yeah, they already set up camp, and the second party, that's gonna go south and explore. Can actually undo move. Okay, so you can actually go back with them so that you don't have to reload. Yeah, I'm thinking that's kinda nice actually, for single player of course. But in the end we are playing turn-based, so potentially even for multiplayer. You're just gonna be of course able to choose a bit better. Really, it's just kinda nice that you're not gonna be immediately punished. I can understand that, that's not a bad plan. So I guess let's end turn and see what happens. So, goods. Some locations on the map contain special goods like flax, marble or wheat. These marked with an icon for, or these are marked with an icon for the good. Okay, so goods, basic unit came economy, such as olives, logs and marble. At the end of each turn, these goods are consumed for resources. Regions collect goods primarily from working improvements in your region. Goods are not shared between regions, but can later be traded between them using domestic trade slots. Each region consumes its goods at the end of each turn, becoming regional or national resources. Alternatively, they can be turned into even better goods by working improvements. Flax is wealth, marble is production, wheat is gonna be food. Yeah, so they're gonna be having different importance. When goods are in your territory, you can build improvements that gather them. Each good gives certain resources for your trouble. Improvement make a territory tile in your region more productive when worked, either generating or converting goods and resources. Different terrain supports different types of improvements, and similarly, some improvements can be placed on goods tiles to collect the good in question. Improvement points are spent to build improvements through most of the game. In later ages, specialists are spent to build more complex improvements. They can be built in 3 ways. The improvement builder is in the bottom left, ordered by cost. Okay, there's something here down the left side. The territory builder seen in the bottom right while selecting a territory in your region, categorized based on what they do. And the build helper at the top of the screen at the bottom right of the capital region bar, categorized by what they produce. And resources, yeah, just got like all kinds of things, act as money, materials, and energy to improve, expand, and satisfy your nation. Resources can be received from most mechanics in Millennia, but are most often received from goods. Resources can be regional or national and generally accumulates over time, but some are spent automatically at the end of the turn. Okay. These are valuable. You will want to plan to expand your borders to settle or settle new regions so that you can take advantage of certain special goods. Not all goods are visible from the start. Some only appear on the map when a certain age is reached or when certain technologies are researched. That's making sense. Alright, so what did we right now get to find? Hills with nothing there. So it's gonna be right now the deer now for extra. You can say it about now hunting camp. 1 bone to wealth. We haven't, that's a flux, right? Yes. Something that could be potentially useful, I guess. By the way, do you have like, yeah, you have Fog of War, okay. So it's not gonna be constantly all revealed. And that's gonna be some opponent. Or opponent, kinda depends, I guess, if he's gonna be feeling that way. You already wasted. Oh, so that was like, okay, so that was 2 points of movement therefore, right? Going into the mountains, interesting. And do you have kind of like an information that's going to happen? Oh, I guess you don't, but that's gonna be why you have the rewind, I guess. So maybe it's gonna be also born from necessity a bit. Otherwise, the map, by the way. Toggle view borders on the map. Okay, and... Alright, what kind of resource we are getting where? And toggling armies. I guess you want to see them. Alright, so that's that. And have we actually right now gotten something new? Now we have gotten 2 into government. Just gonna be there right now waiting potentially for the improvements here. Yeah, right now the misaligned buttons are gonna be bothering me, I guess. So I'm assuming that we are therefore still building. Enter is, by the way, end turn. So landmarks. As you scout, keep an eye for landmarks. Landmarks are special locations. Okay, that's gonna be here. Very tall mountains, dense jungles, and majestic canyons. Move a scout next to an undiscovered landmark and use the scout's discover landmark unit action to gain a one-time bonus. Landmarks already discovered by other nations cannot be discovered. Makes sense. Mount Fuji, right? For now, you can only discover landmarks. Later, you will be able to mount multi-turn expeditions for greater rewards. Okay. Can actually move there even. Seems like a dense forest now is gonna be right now blocking the path in. View capital. So there's something new here. Shouldn't be, right? I can say not growth. Now, as I mentioned, they said about in 4 turns, right? They were expecting to be having new will. 9 town centers. And right now I will be really curious what happens. It seems like still it's 13-10. So basically you can see if I'm gonna be switching over, I'm definitely certain I'm gonna be blocking it. I'm already 2 turns in, so... Oh, well, let's gonna test it, right? So switching into 13, 10 or 9 here. Oh, so it's keeping it. And you can say it now. They have already like part there, but it's gonna be the first one. Yeah, okay, so this is gonna be apparently kept. So even if you switch it over, it's already kind of like partly done. I wonder though if you're gonna be taking a further turn, if it's gonna be making a difference. Let's gonna try that. Let's keep the dolmen. Let's make this a testing. If it's gonna be kept or if it's gonna be getting reset basically. It's an enemy territory. I don't want to be provoking them, so let's be respectful. Ooh. Tribal camp. Peaceful minor tribes encampment. Move any unit into their camp to have join your nation. The assimilation clears the tile and grants a reward. Alright. Looks like a plan. Tribal government. Governments offer ideals that can be purchased to improve your nation. They've already been there actually, so I guess maybe didn't need to be that hasty, but whatever. Governments are a bit like special national spirits for the government domain. Governments have potent ideals that improve regions, vassals, and the homeland. It also lists all resources that are gained each turn from having this government active. Unlike national spirits, the bonuses from a government are only valid while their associated government is active. When you change from tribalism to a new form of government, all of the tribalism bonuses are deactivated. And however, newer governments are always more advanced, so upgrade as soon as you can. Yeah, so you're just gonna need to be... You should be moving forward, but you need to be aware you're gonna be having transition period, practically. Change governments by using the violent revolution. Huh. Government domain power with dangerous drawbacks, or purchase the final government ideal to reform your government, unlocking the peaceful revolution. Culture power for safer but slower turnover, right. New governments are available in ages 3, 5 and 8. Ideals. National spirits and governments each have a set of thematic ideals that influence the growth of your nation and the path it will take through the ages. Pay the domain XP because they obtain an ideal and all that it unlocks, including new units, buildings and improvements, passive buffs, domain powers and culture powers, unit and diplomatic actions and more. I think at this point we can be removing for the task manager so that we have seen kinda how it works. Seems to be well enough. Maybe even there's gonna be battle if we're gonna be getting there, which I guess we will. Can also show it then, but seems to be working well, even on my older computer. Yeah, nation represents a society, land controlling societies throughout the ages. Flag, border color, compete nations can both adversaries and allies. Choosing different governments, national spirits to define their leadership style, and each nation is working to achieve victory. Yes, okay. Currently you have enough government domain to purchase a tribal government ideal, such as tribal farming. Yeah, we've already had like 3 turns or whatnot, so you should be having the 6 for that. Nation's capacity for administration. Government XP is important for developing a strong government and for the growth of regions. So yeah, the town center giving us extra government points. It's gonna be important to basically like move in the ages faster. And kinda like in the technologies and stuff, I guess. Uses include unlocking the new ideals within a government, using the spawn settler government domain power to create new vassals, and using the create town government culture power to add a new town to a region. To purchase tribal government ideal, yes, of course, and such as tribal farming, yep. To see all of the ideals offered by the tribal government, select the tribal button on the left and the government. And while you can afford a tribal ideal right now, if this is your first playthrough, it may be smarter to save your government XP for a settler 31st. I guess if they say it's gonna be smarter, let's go with that. Hopefully they know better. Okay, so we are right now through, and that, by the way, is there some kind of counter of turns? Like how deep we are? Oh yeah, okay, to the left top turn 4. 9250 BCE. So we're started at 1000, right? So it seems like it's gonna be something like 250 years per turn. Maybe. But we want to be going in with the army. Lost Scouts. A Lost Scout cavalry unit is camping out in the wilderness trying to get their bearings. Oh, you're gonna be having random events like that, okay. So, trade maps with them, plus 10 exploration. Hire them to scout the area for you. Spawn Scout Cavalry. Guess. Let's get the scouts. Alright, so you're gonna be seeing those, and... Okay, so we have scouts. And we should be therefore divorcing them. So that they can be playing and moving on their own. Okinawa. Okay, gonna be having Japanese apparently here. Send an envoy, diplomacy power, or convince them, the Smite nation to become a vassal. Okay, so it's not like an... it's not an opponent, it's actually like an AI village. But it does have territory around it. Send an army to raise it and plant their resources. Let's gonna try not to do that just yet, I guess. The scrolling is gonna bother me quite big time though. Discovered landmark, oh yeah. Let's go there. Mr. Scouty is gonna be having a look around first and foremost. And by the way, do we have some kind of like idea of a full map? No, that's not anything like M on full map. Okay, we can't be zooming out the minimap anymore. Right, I'm clicking that, but... Sure, doesn't seem to be therefore working. Can we really not do anything with the movement of the map, because I'm just getting kind of mad with that. WSD... No, frankly, that's maybe gonna be preferable. So that's just gonna go crazy from that. And there's way to use on scroll or the edge scrolling, all the right-click scrolling, for example. That's how it's done in the games. Why and who actually has changed it into the left hit? And why? By the way, the hex grid, we haven't tested that yet. Okay, so you're gonna be seeing the hexes, but they seem to be kinda useless at this point in a turn-based strategy like this. I mean, like, it's quite a bit evident where the movement points are for the armies. So... that's actually kinda not entirely useful. So they knew why it was turned off. Something else here? I don't think so yet. Okay, so in Konya. We already finished? Not yet. But I wanted to be there for seeing what's up. Okay, domains. You have unlocked a second domain. 6 domains you start with. Okay, click any domain on the left domain to power currently available. Okay, so yeah, that's actually this. Yeah, what we are not supposed to be doing, waiting for the villager. Okay. But in the city to build, so right now there was the test, so 12 and 9. Okay, so actually it keeps even between the turns. So let's go back to the town center then. So you can kind of switch it over if you kind of want to be switching to army, I guess mostly. And the build-ups are gonna be still kept. Okay. I wonder how large the map is going to be. Seems like maybe it's not gonna be entirely that huge here for our testing here purposes. Your people need food. You can unfortunately already... Okay, I can actually go back to it. I just want to be keeping it there in case I want to revisit it. Your people need food. Without enough food, they starve and region's population declines. With surplus food, a region's population will grow. The larger the surplus, the faster the growth up to a limit. As your population grows, so does your regional need for food. Build improvements like fishing boats, farms, hunting camps to produce food. Right. No, that's kind of evident. Culture powers. Culture powers are powerful abilities that mark major events in the history of your nation. As you generate culture, the culture meter to the left fills. When full, you can select the culture power to cause a potent effect. So that's gonna be this turn. Different culture powers unlocked throughout the course of the game. Click in the area to the left labeled culture to see a menu of culture powers currently available, and if this is your first playthrough, a good option is to use the Great Town culture power first. So that's what you were looking at before, but we didn't have the points yet. Culture is a national resource that abstractly measures a nation's overall cultural activities. It accumulates each turn in the culture bar until a potent culture power can be used. Regions also require a certain amount of culture for upkeep. Alright, so create town, they say. Creates a new level 1 town for in or adjacent to your territory. Towns increase the region, blah blah blah. Improve. Generate influence to speed expansion to nearby territories and improve defenses for the regional capital. And the newly produced units can be sent to spawn there instead to the capital. Or off the capital, rather. Then we do have from exploration, apparently. Culture power. Immediately gain knowledge. Advance in the currently researched technology. Eureka is less effective each time it is used in a single age. And local reforms boost regional efficiency. All resources generated in a region for 5 turns. Okay, they say create town, therefore. Right click to cancel. I would actually like him to get it like here. But is that like wise? Is there some kind of like importance where I place it in the first time? By the way, also kinda interested how you build Envoy. I guess you're gonna be needing some building for that first. Oh, you can actually go outside. Adjacent to you. But not there because it's gonna be hunting grounds. Should we go to the mountains? I'm kinda having a bit of a hope that maybe down the line there's gonna be some resources to mine here. And there's some kind of good grassland here, so I'm kinda liking maybe building a town here. To the south for some reason. Okay, so that's gonna be Athena. And does that mean that at this point set rally points, Scrubland, Athena change specialization? Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. We can actually rename it. I mean, like, I'm gonna be going it back, but I just kinda want to be testing it. Nové město. Oh, yeah, we don't have entirely proper support for that. Let's kinda just wanted to test that, so let's go with and put it back onto exactly where it's supposed to be. And basically, when you are typing there, it's moving the map below. Yeah, thinking that the controls are not entirely all that well fleshed out. Town specializations are available in town level 2. We're having level 1, right? Using the expand town engineering domain power. What? Improvement points. Ah, right. Yeah, we don't have entirely enough. You can say that it's gonna be full for the hunting camp to the top soon. So it's something right about now changing here. It's the same, right? Okay, right now I'm slightly at a loss. Expand down engineering domain power. I guess you're gonna be maybe learning of that later. I have to assume. So at this point, I have no clue. Okay, now we don't want to be really attacking them, we are not douchebags. Tribal camp. Move any unit to their camp to have them join your nation. Okay, let's do that. And what do we therefore get this time? The machines and tools used in this village are unlike any other. They serve the same purposes, but are designed with completely unique ideas. Study their ways of thinking and make use of their tools. That's kind of play it smart with knowledge. And landmark. We can actually go there. Rewards a small blah blah blah. Expedition available. Use an explorer. Each landmark needs to be discovered by a scout. Oh. So not a warband. Aha, actually need to be sending the scout back. Alright. Well, that sucks. But nonetheless, you can be right about now, therefore choosing apparently technology. Yeah, so basically if you are right now ready with something at the end of the turn, and yes, turn is 250 years, then you are actually gonna be having an opportunity not to forget. Research completed. Farming fundamentally changed society for millennia. Humans had survived in small bands of nomadic hunter-gatherers. As crops became a dependable source of food, permanent settlements took root and population swelled. So that's gonna be therefore done. Reach 3 of 5 technologies to unlock the next age. So that's all available. Apparently Bronze Age is gonna be there for the next one, okay. So, what else? Extra knowledge from tribal elders. Defenses. Seems like kind of smart maybe to prepare. Archer. Adds additional defenders at each capital. I'll be really liking to have some kind of envoys or whatever. Spawn scout cavalry, spawns a scout at your homeland, allows units to move through and towns to be built on jungle and deep forest terrain. Lookout, building price defensive units, lookout, ball division, and the scouts. Plus 8 improvement points on workers, gather clay. Improves output of levy workers project. That's gonna risk it without the army. It's gonna be like the last one. Okay, let's go for the workers. So with you we said that we need to be there for... Oh, there's some purple dot to the south. So we can like block in the path here. I guess we probably are, right? Oh, well, let's move them in a different direction. And okay, we can apparently right about now move through even that territory. Hopefully it's not gonna be right now leading into anything too tragic. Do you kind of just like need to set up the expedition somehow first? I guess. Ah, we've discovered one of the players here. Apparently Mr. France. You have met another nation. You will address us with respect if you know what's good for you. Okay, so other nations and diplomacy. You have encountered another nation. Some nations are like your own. These grow, settle new vassalized territories and capital regions, and send armies into the world to fight their battles. Once you have met another nation, you will see information about them in the diplomacy panel and will be able to target them for diplomatic actions by clicking the flag button in the top right. There are also minor nations. These have only one capital and no national flag. And you can send an envoy to a minor, to a minor nation to convert them into a vassal of your nation or conquer them with your armies if you have the strength. Immediately basic combat. Selecting one of your armies and right-clicking on an enemy army in their movement range will initiate combat. At the start of combat, a combat viewer screen will appear and show the fight. Once the battle has started, it plays out automatically without commands from the player. Since different unit types act differently in battle, the depiction of the battle presented here can be used to see how various units in either army perform. Battle markers on the map and battle alerts on the right side of the screen can be used to review combats that occurred during another nation's turn. The basics of combat in Millennia are simple, but there is a lot of depth involving the particular unit types that can be used in different army compositions. See the Infopedia for more on building effective armies, unit stats, and additional combat information. So it seems like that maybe the battles are gonna be always kind of automatic or whatnot. Wait, what? You can't even actually go into the terrain? I probably should be heading home, but nonetheless this is a bit weird. And it's actually all the army movements. And apparently even... Oh, it remembers even the turn, even kind of the commands that didn't go through. That's weird. But I guess something that we need to be accounting for. Barbarian camp. Barbarian tribe has created a stronghold here. Camps create units units every few turns. Barbarian units attack nearby weak units, raid settlements, and create new barbarian camps. Send an army here to destroy the camp, but make sure they can overcome the camp defenders. Okay, so this is gonna be... barbarians are always gonna be fighters. You need to destroy them, okay. I guess that's maybe provoke them too much. Okay, yeah, the name here is a bit kind of funny, but well... doesn't seem like there's any kind of like change of the name available. France, so we are going to be having there for them militant. But where are we? Okay, no, we are human, okay. So they are militant, propose open borders, declare hostilities and gift. Both units can let's gonna leave it without it so far. No, well, you have encountered another nation. Okay, we have already had that actually. Just need to be careful about the barbarians. It's another town to the top, it seems like. So can we kind of like leave them and try to overcome the Barbarianos? Maybe we can. Just gonna try to maybe prepare for that and see if it's gonna be viable for us or not. Yeah, undo. It's already something that we learned. Yep, mistakes happen. You accidentally moved an army to the wrong location. Improvement you didn't mean to. It's actually even in improvement you didn't mean to. Okay, that's not only movement. Interesting. So you can rewind even upgrades. Or make a similar decision that you regret. Look for the undo button in the bottom right beside the next button. A lot of commands can be undone, but not all. Undo appears when there is an action that can be reversed. It's gonna be able to move just a turn, but so we can stay back a bit. Territory is expanded for us there somehow. They seem to be wanting to chase us. Not sure if I want to be giving them a fight without my friends there. Continue move. Is it actually the fastest route here? I mean, like it's then... Kinda seems like that it... No, I don't know if it's actually... If you go there, one turn, second. Because I mean, like next turn we're gonna be stuck here, and we could be already that cannot be the fastest path at all. That really cannot. Nonetheless, research complete into workers. Yeah, gonna be at this point therefore having early humans dedicated their time to tasks essential for individual survival. After farming took hold, it was possible for an individual to meet the needs of several other people. This allowed for larger group efforts and for workers who could labor at community projects. There's a second, and at this point it's quite a bit evident we need defenses. PC is gonna be in 3 turns, it looks like. Otherwise we are waiting for the new settler in there. And like, really just like the increase in level of the town, I'm a bit confused about it still. Yes, I'm gonna be... They're gonna be letting us probably know when it's gonna be relevant. So you likely have enough improvement points to build an improvement. No, well, yeah, we definitely do. Okay, that's something actually... Oh! So that's not gonna be letting you know before the turn is done. Interesting. We already had actually the hunting camp we could have been building earlier. Select the improvement points icon in the bottom left to open the improvements menu. If this is your first playthrough, we recommend you select the hunting camp. Then pick one of the marked locations within your territory to place this improvement. Improvements make a tile more productive when worked. Mouse over any improvement to see what it's producing, and different terrains support different types of improvement. Similarly, some improvements can only be placed in tiles with a special good. Improvements can also be built by clicking your territory and selecting the improvement from the menu at the bottom right, or by selecting the construction button from your region at the top of the screen. Experiment to find your favorite. Okay. So, yes. We got the extra territory here, and was it because of the army? Or like... Because it expanded for us. But I'm not sure if it was because of the dudes. Let's gonna leave them here for a turn and see what it does. Maybe I missed it earlier in some of those tutorials, but I'm kind of curious about it. Oh, hunting cabinet, I'll be liking to build it, of course, where we have the deer, logically. So what can we actually build in the first place? So you can build pasture. Work 1 exploration XP. Wait, what? Why would you be for pasture get an exploration? Grazing land for when you don't want to keep chasing down your food. Okay, so hunting camp. No, that's evident. Clay pit. Doesn't seem like I'm seeing something that's looking like it's gonna be providing clay. Dock. That could be interesting. Then fishing boats, of course, forester. Section of forest set aside for harvesting trees. It actually can like, I'm entirely certain what any of those are gonna be giving me. It's a bit insufficient info here so far. And plantation. It's gonna be, I guess, what is this? That seems like it's something is here. Oh yeah, that's cotton. Improvements, gather. Oh, so you're gonna be having a specific that. And it's gonna be offering you which are viable. Aha! So you can see here you can be having only hunting camp. Here you can be even having the clay. And plantation, of course, on the cotton. I want the dock. That seems like a plan to me. Okay, so what do we have? Some kind of utility ship. Basically like no attack, but nonetheless. What does that do even? So here is some fish gear here. But that's also there. And apparently we can't be going deep seas yet. So this is gonna be just shoreline vessel. Okay. Oh, you can actually destroy that, and that's gonna be giving you back your points or not? I cannot doubt that, right? You probably can be having only one per... I imagine you can be having one per territory. And that's why you're gonna be having the destroy to possibly replace it. I guess that might be it. Oh, here it's gonna be definitely plantation, and I want to be getting that territory for the hunt. It's gonna be some rice plantation you can be having here to the bottom. It is plantation, right? Yes. Rice with plantation. Here we have nothing. And here with hunting camp, one bone. Is bone gonna be useful? Flax would be really nice to have. I get plantations are gonna be fairly common. Okay, so that's being tested. We want to be right now falling back so that we are not getting screwed by the barbarians. At least one nation in the game can advance to the Age of Bronze. Millennia is divided into ages. Each age offers different rules, technologies, units, and buildings. The first nation to complete an age sets the course for all other nations. The Age of Bronze is the only choice now, but history can branch later in the game. After you have at least 3 technologies researched, select the research meter at the top left, then click Age of Bronze to start moving into the next stage. Alright. Not there yet, but soon we will be. Fourth Navy. What is the other things? Harvest goods and cancel harvest. Oh, she can actually... Yeah, they can work. Fishing boats. Simple boats for gathering fish with nets. So did I... was... Wait, what? I should have been probably there for building fishing boats rather than the dock, right? With fishing... Oh... I actually built it wrong. Uh-huh. Well. Okay. But nonetheless, we didn't get the territory here, so I have no idea how this territory expanded on its own. No idea whatsoever. That's gonna maybe get a bit closer. Okay, so you can go here. Harvest goods. Begin harvesting the goods from this territory tile. Harvestable by fishers. Movement is greater or equal to 10. I guess let's... build that and see what it does. Still not entirely clear on those dots here. What does they exactly mean, the colors in there, but I guess you're gonna be learning as the time goes. Oh, I can go a bit far away now. Let's therefore combine, and let's have a look onto the barbarians then. So, we apparently have culture power currently that we can use. Creating another town, maybe? Okay, so you can be immediately advancing technology. I guess let's kinda keep that for possible later. But +5, it's basically like an instant upgrade. You're gonna be almost done with the defenses, so much of a point there, I guess. This region cannot support another town, really? Wow. Okay, so you're gonna be having insufficient food currently, therefore it looks like. But in about 3 turns we should be having the new villages, so hopefully more food. Forage for 1 food, 1 food, 1 food, 1 food. There's potentially 2 food here, but I guess we don't entirely have right now the villager for that. How does it work actually? So currently we have the dock. And we have oh wow, we actually even moved villager in there. Yeah, we actually already got 1 extra bill. So if you're gonna be cancelling it and giving him more food here. Guess it's gonna be probably a bit more reasonable, so that you're gonna be growing a bit faster. Don't think I need the dock now. And you're apparently having fish. But nothing to do with that, I guess, currently. And we have finished with the town center. So, town center is done, so you're gonna be therefore getting a bit more points on the domain, I guess. So, the next part, food stockpile, dolmen, or palisade walls. Or we can be actually getting a canoe. Requires docks, and it is, actually it's a attacking boat. A boat made out of a single tree trunk. How genius. Food storage building, that's a bulwark against starvation. Poof, 11, really. Dolmen given the influence. One-time border expansion, and it's a border expansion. It's gonna actually something that I want. Let's therefore do the dolmen. Well, hello, Frenchies. No! How did he discover that? And we couldn't before. That's not fair. We couldn't move there. How did he move actually in? Oh, come on. Must have missed something there. Well, that sucks. Oh, well, could have been having it. But, culture power. Yeah, that's this. But he can't really do anything about it because he can't be getting a new town here. Cancel harvest. Stop harvesting goods on this tile, allowing the unit to move freely again. And I guess you can just kind of keep them there. Not sure why, but I guess. Yeah, we can't be really getting a new town, so local reform. So I don't think that's actually that useful. Let's gonna keep it maybe for the Eureka moment on the next upgrade. Settlers. Right, so you have enough government domain XP to make a settler. Select government on the left, then select the spawn settler domain power. Target this on your capital city. After you have created a settler, move it to an open space outside of your borders and use the establish new vassalized territory unit action. Your new territory starts as a vassal that manages itself and sends you a small tribute each turn. The integration of the vassal will increase each turn. When complete, you can convert the vassal into a region. Oh wow, okay. So we have actually spawned them already, right? Oh, right, now we have this. So spawn settler. Alright, we actually got Ottomans. Oh, that's the archers from... Oh no! I didn't want to do that. We moved all. Yeah, I want to be just moving the archers here. To join us on the army. But... Okay, so... Where to send you? Through Flux, I guess? Probably like here would be kind of nice position. You could be getting like this spot. Then you would be getting those two. Yeah, that seems like a good position for us. If you could be actually getting all of that. But nonetheless, Age of Bronze... researches rather. So, you're gonna be there for ready with the defenses. Fortifications made little sense to nomads. But only after villages took hold did defenses justify the work required to build them. For centuries thereafter, walls were a guarantee that people who built homes and farms could survive to enjoy them. Age of Bronze, I guess. Let's therefore do it. Age of Bronze may become the future in 7 turns. United Kingdom, 40% progress. Egypt, Sweden, Ottomans. Okay, so you're just gonna start in. And do we really need to do it now? It's gonna do right now the Europe race army. I don't think we need to do that, but let's gonna use the Eureka so that we can see what it does. And it's gonna be apparently just moving us slightly ahead. Actually quite a bit ahead, it seems like. That's a bit confusing, because it was supposed to be like +5, but here it moved us by 2, because it was 11 originally. Unless I kinda saw it wrong. Oh well, whatever. Okay, is the red party in the forest or whatnot? Yes, you move here. And this seems like a nice spot. No, Tundra is not a nice spot for food, but unless you're gonna be having the fish in there. Yeah, I think this is a nice spot for them. And we need to be apparently waiting. Basically, like in Heroes of Might and Magic, you need to be having the full turn to establish the city here. There it was for digging for the treasure. So let's give them here. Now the scouts here annoying us and blocking the path. I guess you're gonna be there for having to camp, no? It's a bit obnoxious. Now let's see therefore if we can attack them. Oh, that's like a kind of mobile game fighting, actually. Okay. Doesn't seem to be entirely going too well for us. I wonder how the archers would have worked actually here. Battle in the wilderness. And like that's it? Or... Okay, you are having a certain amount of turns or whatnot. And you're gonna be there for seeing all of those here. And that's it? So therefore we didn't take it? You can't be really controlling anything here. So I guess that's gonna be therefore probably it in general. Huh. So I guess you're gonna have to continue next turn. Barbarians. Not everyone is friendly. For that matter, not everyone is civilized. Barbarians roam the world. These ruffians might attack your units or raid your territory. Barbarians come from barbarian camps. Eliminate the camps to keep the barbarians under control and to gain one-time rewards. Lone barbarians are easy targets, but barbarian camps and barbarian warlords put up more of a fight. Right. Okay, you move forward, you build town. Baghdad in the north, but you don't have any kind of... Wait, what? Oh, right. Yeah, this was a bit I was for a moment actually thinking that we stuck somehow. But unless it's because it's a vessel and therefore we don't have the full control of it yet. Pay tribute, yes, no, okay. So you don't have that much of a... or any kind of influence on them, but thinking those are gonna be nice for us later down the line. I can see the hit points are gonna be still down here, okay. So there are basically like 5 things for everybody to do here, it seems like. Okay, and for the barbarian spawn there. Your armies have probably been in a few fights by now. No, well, just gonna siege. Units gain experience from combat and eventually gain levels of veterancy. Each level of veterancy improves a unit's stats. As you advance, all units will be able to upgrade to more modern types using their upgrade to unit action. It is a good idea to upgrade your more experienced units first. After a unit has at least 1 level of veterancy, it can be promoted into a leader unit. Leaders provide a bonus to all of the units in any army that they are part of. However, leaders cannot be upgraded, so their value will diminish over time. When a leader is no longer effective, you can use their retire unit action to dismiss the unit in exchange for warfare XP. And you have a unit with at least veteran level 1. Select it and use the promote to leader unit action. Okay. You don't have that, right? Okay, so it's gonna murder this nonsense. You actually like repair the walls a bit, interesting. Okay. Functional gizmo, the barbarians have left behind curious looking gizmos in their camp. Sell them for scrap, or these simple machines could be used in construction. I guess let's probably use the improvement points. So do we have some veterancy therefore already on some of you guys? I guess we don't, right? But I guess you should be at this point maybe heading back. Oh, we can't. I guess again we're stuck here. Because I want to be exchanging the scouts for the archers there. We are already having right now, again, decent amount of improvement points. So how about maybe like more food here and therefore get the plantation. And cotton is... How is it right now? Cotton with plantation getting wealth. But we have apparently expanded anode heavy? No, we've already had this before. So this is grassland and with plantation you can be getting rice. Which is also wealth and not food for some reason. Okay, I guess. Forage and 1 production. What? You can't build anything here. Okay, so let's build a plantation here, just to have something new, I guess. For the cotton. So a lot of barbarians all around, it looks like, the red dots everywhere. Let's see if we're gonna be getting our arses handed to us. Wait, what? Did they just... They want to be apparently fighting us, or did they just like die? First and foremost, I want to be right now trying to get the non-automatic battles. Autoplay combat results. While checked, the combat viewer plays automatic when combat starts. While unchecked, you can step through each combat action manually. Oh right, so we're gonna be... Okay, so it's basically gonna be still automatic battle, but as it was like a movie, you'll be having each turn to tick off. Oh well, you can keep it there for this way. But yeah, let's go away. And... go close. How's it shaping up here with you boys? Integration, wow, that's actually taking a long time. Can you speed it up somehow? This meter shows integration progress of all this vassal. And when the meter is full, no, of course. And increases 1 each turn. This process will cost government XP, and each region beyond the first will increase the cost. I guess it probably can be sped up. Seems like. Bronze Age, I guess. So United Kingdom is advanced into the Age of Bronze. New national spirits. Vassals integrate 2 times faster. That's nice. Barbarian warlords may appear, and innovation kills events may appear, and trade and diplomatic envoys. Now finally, so you need to be actually Bronze Age to be having the envoy, so that we can get the Okinawa as a vassal. So, yeah, based on what we have read before, right, that's gonna be right about now, meaning that our advance into Bronze Age is gonna be faster a bit. Because of that, apparently in the next age, or the next turn. Yeah, 2.1, I guess. It's gonna be maybe that. Spawn Settler, we don't need that too much. Scout not, Warfare, no need for that. And the improvements on the Tribal. I guess let's wait until we are in the Bronze, if there's gonna be immediately available change of government, or how's it gonna be working. Alright, we actually are already in the next turn. So, scouts. Go off pulse. Just join. It's kinda dead get here. We need to be heading probably home for recharge. Does this actually work as a home as well, though? I don't want to kind of scare them, so... Can we move through them or not? Because if we actually move this way, I'm almost afraid we're gonna be attacking them, so... Let's probably try not to do that. Seems like the pathfinding is maybe not like the smartest from what I have seen so far. Marble. And there's another town possibly here. Oh, that's just the message here. Can you? Yeah, you can cancel it. Good. So you have also entered the new age. So therefore, diplomacy and engineering, nice. National spirit slot unlocked and new system trade. So you can now select your first national spirit. In the domains area on the left is a round marker that indicates that you have an open national spirit slot. Click this to see a menu. And each of these has a set of thematic ideals that can be unlocked using XP from one of your domains, influencing the growth of your nation based on the chosen archetype. Selecting a national spirit provides a small bonus of domain XP and also causes you to generate additional points in that domain each turn. As national spirits are selected by other nations, the bonus for those that have not been chosen grows. You should select a national spirit now. Wow, there's a lot of unlocks. City guard. Okay, so that's a new unit. Buildings encampment. Quarters and support buildings for soldiers preparing for battle. So I guess on unit build plus XP, maybe also healing powers, maybe. Primitive quarter support for manual labor, meeting hall. Necessary housing, trade post. Additional generated goods from this style, so that's basically like as you're building a plantation, then this is gonna be, I guess, something similar. And domain and culture powers. Absorb outpost. Converts an outpost borderline your region into a level 2 town. All of its territory is also claimed by the region. Cutting edge increases innovation. Good. Public improvements, that's gonna be there for. Pioneer. Use pioneers to build outposts. Expand territory, or expand town rather. Yeah, that's what we need actually. Okay, so it was locked beyond age. Rebuild ruined town. One of your regions adjacent to your region borders. I wonder if it's gonna be even one that we basically like destroy from somebody. I guess it's not gonna matter if it's gonna be your destroyed or enemy destroyed one. Spawn merchant, of course. And spawn envoy, that's what I want to be doing first and foremost. Alright then, so with you we wanted to be going home, so we are. We can get a bit more. I mean, like, the music is very weird in this game, to be honest. Boys. Okay, so it's gonna be something like the Okinawa a bit earlier. And can we therefore expand the town? No, let's at this point therefore select our the national spirits as they mentioned. So is that for... Yeah, probably one of these. Okay. Ancient Seafarers. Has not been picked yet and has a bonus reward of 15 exploration. The bonus reward increases as we don't really need that. I don't think we're gonna be that much of a seafaring peoples at this point. Naturalists. Leverage the terrain to gain bonuses for their units, borders and resources. Wild Hunters is apparently already taken. Warfare. Raiders. Raid others. Raiders loot other nations' territories with overwhelming forces. Raider bands are spawned for each ideal unlocked. And warriors is going to be elite warriors of great fame that are fearsome on the battlefield. Even on defense, their capitals and armies guard better and heal quicker, threatening to strike back armed force. Spawns a Spartan in your homeland. Can I maybe tempted for that? God King Dynasty is apparently selected, and mound builders. Focus on using unique improvements to support high population regions. And Olympians, a nation of athletic units. They host the Olympic Games in a show of diplomacy and competition. Each hosted game returns a wide variety of rewards based on how many allied nations compete. That's an interesting concept. The rewards 15 of... What is that? Diplomacy somehow? Yeah, diplomacy. I mean, like, this is kinda like evident the warfare. Let's try this. It's kinda weird. So let's maybe try that. Okay, so what do we have here? Can you actually... Oh, you can even just go and see what it does. Host Olympic Games. Gain additional event choices based on the number of other nations you have opened negotiations with. Oh, so you have to be having open negotiations with them and... Yeah, so basically this is a diplomacy path now, logically if it's under diplomacy. Hippodrome suppresses a lot of unrest. Neutral ground reduces the cost to create new envoys. Climax increases the defense of line units. Marathon faster. Olympic commerce. Wealth from that. Record keeping is going to be opening negotiations with 2 different nations. The Olympic Games can now generate additional 30 knowledge. And legacy. Deployed envoys in other nations is created to equal... Okay. Warrior elite. Spawn Spartans in a friendly territory. Sure. No upkeep. Increase defense. It's only for the Spartans, I guess. Capital fortifications and defenses can take more hits. All units have increased defense, military drills, coal reserves, and legacy. Classic warfare, no? Grant monuments in order of the nation's ruler. Faster into hill tiles. Oh, we actually maybe expand therefore automatically, right? With the terrain therefore. It's not gonna be like influenced too much. Greatly reduces the cost of stonecutter, quarry makers. I'm really kinda tempted for this though. Especially since you have found the marble to the right. Okay, stone walls, pyramids. Tombs have a greater output than pyramids. Okay, and not really sure what I want to do. I think that the Olympians are kind of like entirely a bit too heavy on the diplomacy, maybe. Exploration here. Well, hunters, what do they do? Ally funds. Wild plants. Your regions expand faster into scrubland tiles. Maybe it's because of expansion into scrublands, smoked meat, salt curing, bone tools, hunting grounds. Kinda tough to choice. Kinda like it, maybe the Godkin dynasty or warriors. Mount improvement that generates culture burial mount. Common cremation, sanitation, construction cost of farm improvements, formative civilization, region levels. Faster into grasslands, mount tradition, town specialization, generates sanitation per adjacent burial mound. Kinda have a bit of a hard time imagining what actually those things are gonna be doing for us and to us. Even though you're not gonna be getting any kind of bonus, I'm a bit tempted for the God King dynasty here. Oh, just gonna go with the Olympians, the first one. That's gonna select it. It's kinda weird, but let's select it. Maybe it's gonna be something that is gonna be resulting into something nice. So nonetheless, researches. So what is gonna be the first one for us? You obviously can't be right now going there for into the previous age. No. Belief, therefore. So are we gonna be able to get here? Diplomacy. Wool, cotton, or flax into wealth. Temples. And vets. Or what's? Vets, not sure. Community. Unlocks the ability to spend wealth to rush buildings and unit production. Spawns an envoy at your homeland. I think maybe the officials, we could be doing that. Claim territory. Claim a neutral territory tile bordering your region to absorb it into your nation. Oh, I'm kinda liking that. Unlocks the ability to rush culture. Used on a barbarian army to disband them. I'm liking that. That's the officials. Something else here? Not much, right? Yep. Now, at this point, there's actually not much of a point in continuing building the dolmens, right? I guess. But it's gonna be still the expansion, so I guess it's gonna be still helpful, I imagine. Let's let it therefore run and finish. Let's gonna test if this territory is gonna be also helping us heal. Ah, some citrus is here, it looks like. Oh, the barbarian army that goes by. Crisis Ages. From the Age of Bronze, it is possible to move into Crisis Age. The Age of Blood is unlocked if you kill 6 or more units from another nation, not barbarians. If unlocked, the Age of Blood will become the only option that you can pick to advance the age. If the game moves into the Age of Blood, specific rules are applied. All nations are at war with one another, and a different set of units, technologies, and buildings are available. Huh. Can completely ruin the world, I guess, through that then. Tribal camp. That is a very complicated way to possibly get there, if he can. I wonder if this is gonna be real or not, or if this is just like the game not basically not counting with Fog of War pathing. You'll see, I guess. But I also wanted to be therefore seeing if we can be getting ourselves therefore the envoys. Where do we get that? Chariot, galley, spear. So one is soldiers. It's gonna be therefore allowing us to get the envoys. Crane, market, temple. Lookout council. In hall. No, in a turn we're gonna see. But so far I don't entirely see them anywhere. Maybe that special thing that we're having in the upgrades there a bit earlier. And the researches is the one that's gonna be allowing us to have it. Along with the first Crisis Age, the Age of Bronze also presents your first variant age, the Age of Heroes. The Age of Heroes provides a different set of content and gameplay inspired by ancient heroes, quests, and technologies. The Age of Heroes is unlocked and available for research if your scouts discover 3 or more landmarks. The standard path through history moves into the Age of Iron, but variants like the Age of Heroes allow you to take history in a different direction. Okay. And yeah, they're healing even in vassal territory. Good to know that, I guess. Let's maybe keep a lookout first. Armies inside. No, well, we probably don't want to be there for moving in. That kinda opens the question. Where the hell will they move? It's gonna maybe stay here on the mountain so that we have maybe some option. Unless they're gonna be smart and blocking us. That wouldn't be too ideal. But, therefore finished with Dolmen, getting some extra territory, hopefully. Oh, and now what? New units you should be getting. Warbird, attack 7, 10, 50, 40. 7, 10, 50, 40, movement 20, that's the same. Upkeep, half, 1. Combat suppression 8. Wait, what? Unless suppression rather, 8. 4, okay. Combat modifier 2 times versus cavalry. And also having 1.5 defense on tile capital city. So that's like legit keeping unrest off, yes. So not really that useful. Actually, if we really need the new army currently, I would be kind of thinking that maybe not. Alright, so what do we get here? Work camp. Great Line City Works, primitive quarters to support buildings for manual laborers. So 2 production and engineering XP. Meeting hall. Diplomacy XP. Okay, 1 region level we actually get from food stockpile. Let's get food stockpile then. Seems like a thing to upgrade us therefore. But all there for the villages. Let's gonna see what we can get here. So production from the territory there. Plantation is filled, that's correct. I guess you probably can be considering this also alright. And the next one should be going in through hills for the production. That seems to be automatically well prepared. And what kind of territory did we get? Apparently this. Yeah, I can to get the top one. Oh well, can't be really choosing that, it seems like so far. And what you can get here? Something or not? Nope, pretty much nothing one. Okay. Still look like expand town. Alright, that's gonna be therefore from the culture. Absorb outpost, create town, local reforms. No! I'm still completely confused with how do you expand the town. I guess we just can't do it yet, and maybe gonna be having the ability will let us know. I can only assume. And we are still, by the way, tribal. Select any new government replaces over. When are you gonna be available on new one? Or do you have to do this, and then you're gonna be getting a new system? I mean, like, let's probably test that theory, because at this point I'm not sure if I have actually seen any kind of possibility of switching over anywhere. Pawn settler, I don't think. I mean, like, if we got the settler somewhere to the right, into this position, it's actually looking very nice, though. So the citrus is here, but you're gonna be needing an army for that. If you're gonna be having the escort of those guys, I need to be at this point exploring what's here to the left. Some kind of weird barbarians coming from that direction, so I'm a bit concerned about that. No, nonetheless, let's gonna try to right now move from the tribal into something else. So let's get this first. Increases knowledge generation in your homeland, improvement points. Knowledge is for the researches, so that you're gonna be there for faster. I guess it's making some good sense. Did it? No, it didn't increase. Good. Okay. And then we're gonna be there able to have peaceful revolution. Yeah, so I guess you need to be going through that, and only after you're gonna be able to change your system of government. What the hell? Holy damn, he really murdered us pretty badly there. What kind of William Wallace is this? Barbarian warlord. Jesus Christ. Alright, that's not good. And we are getting actually fed. Another warlord? Is that warlord as well? Holy crap. Uh-huh. I guess you're gonna be needing the volunteers in a bit. And from diplomacy you're gonna be spawning... so that's where you get actually envoy. Through diplomacy points. That's... seems to be a bit convoluted and weird, but I guess is the system. So we have culture ready. And we I guess we need to be raising army, frankly. Considering what just happened to us, I guess it needs to happen. Can you meet with you somewhere? Yes. We need to combine for sure first and foremost, and then we'll see what happens after. And that makes me wonder if I need to be cancelling there for our food stockpile and getting archers, and I'm thinking the answer is pretty sound yes. I mean, like, statistics are the same here, so warband it's going to be. And they seem to be holding ground here. Like, what are the systems of the battles at this point? So are we like under fight? Or what's going on? Oh right, you need to be kinda clicking on that first, or whatever was happening. That's a bit confusing to me. Okay, so it seems like apparently our farmers are militias. We're apparently powerful enough for destroying him, even though our standing army just died. Holy damn. Jesus, they are getting completely owned. But at least he dead. City militia times 2, city militia 66 and 15%, not entirely certain what that's at this point now signaling for us. But hopefully, yeah, kind of fine there. No, and I guess... Oh, well, that's a lot of red dots here to the south. So we keep an eye here. No! He actually got to us there, seems like. Oh, crap. It seems like it forced... I mean, like, it's a normal army at least, so it seems like that our scout is having at least some decent HP. But this battle system is kinda so random. Okay, let's gonna heal up here still. Can the archers themselves move? No, apparently not. I want to be just then moving forward and seeing what's up. As apparently we have even roads between our new town and the main one. No, let's maybe move only with the archers. Or... yeah, that was the warlord now, so let's move at least one turn. Second... okay, so that's absolutely nothing here, so you don't have to be worried about this position. Not sure where that warlord came from then. And at this point, if you're gonna be there for going back, that kinda feels like cheating, frankly. But like, in the end, you can be considered something like safe scumming. It's kind of weird. But, well, I guess you can be entirely having all kinds of special conditions for that. So let's keep it here, and... probably can be murderizing the normal barbarians. Just the warlord was a problem. Potentially getting settlers somewhere here would be kinda nice. A lot of food. Good for a possible expansion, I guess. So let's just keep here until we're gonna be fully healed. And how far away are we with the officials? Seems like it's gonna be next turn. Good. You need to kind of manually camp them? Like what? Yes, I guess you need to be skipping them so that you can end the turn. It's gonna be envoy, right? I guess. So goods chains. Goods that you gather will with one improvement can be used by others to produce more valuable commodities. Wheat gathered by a farm provides food. If you build a mill, that wheat can be converted into flour, worth even more food. Some goods chains offer flexibility. Logs gathered by a forester provide more production if they are turned into planks at a sawmill. The same logs could also be sent to a paper maker to produce paper for wealth, or that paper could be sent to a printing press to make books, and so on. To see the improvements and goods in a region, click the name above one of your region capitals and select the Workers tab. Okay, so Hills, grassland, that. Don't have a new village yet, I guess. Actually, we did. Yeah, so let's give him that for through hills. Can you do something with this? I guess you can't. What is civic? Dwelling. Housing, wealth, improvement points, costing. So I guess if you're gonna be having some useless territories, you can do that, I guess. But otherwise you're having 15 build points. So can you build something useful? Okay, 2 food. 1 food, 1 production. But you can't build, we don't have buildings for that yet. 1 food, 1 food. I guess you probably should be building there for some farms, probably. Like this territory here. Let's drop that. And we have an... yeah, we have an envoy actually there. Not sure if we spawn him automatically, I completely missed him earlier. It's very much possible. I see you have therefore the farm there. Okay, I guess. And Mr. Envoy, we have Okinawa to visit. And armies are gonna be almost done. And Mr. Scout, let's give us some further information. Okay, so it's Barbarian Camp. And Sahara Desert. So it seems like we're not gonna be able to discover anything at all on this round. All landmarks have been taken from us, so we can at maximum get into the Age of Blood, I guess. And technology is done. So the officials. Larger societies were inevitable, with multiple cities overseen by a central government. The scale of those early nations was great enough to require formal administration, generally carried out by officials trusted by the ultimate ruler. Oh, that's actually where we got the envoy, so I didn't miss him. Yes, we got that's where we got him from. Okay, so what else? Mining. Pioneer. Cavalry, and I mean, like, we are too far away from the stones to the right. Shipbuilding. Increases speed of expanding into water tiles. Utility ship, and this is transport units on shallow water faster and galley. Thinking we have a bit more of a concern on the land. With that for discipline, reinforcements, restore some of army, blah blah blah. Forced march. Spear and charioteers. Let's go for the discipline. Seems like it's getting a bit more serious on the war front. Wait, what? Send an envoy diplomacy power to convince this minor nation to become vassals. Send an army. Is that supposed to be meaning that we're gonna be therefore engaging as an envoy? Because that looks like a fight. Okay, open negotiations. Use this envoy inside another nation's region to open negotiations. Gain access a wide range of diplomatic actions with this nation. Envoy will be disbanded in the process. Regional capital has not moved this turn. Integrate vassalized territory. Use this envoy to one of your vessels to increase integration. Right, you don't want that. And vassalize minor nation. Territory owner is minor nation, has not moved. Oh, right. So I need to be waiting a turn. So at this point, I'm a bit confused if this is gonna be really attack or not. Let's test it. If he's gonna be throwing his paper stacks or whatever, papyrus stacks on them, or what is he exactly gonna be trying to do them? Stab them with his, I don't know, feather from a bird or whatever he's writing with. Yeah, okay, he can't do that good. Just like weird graphic therefore. Fine. Do you need to be having the units connect separate to be able to see their full menu? No. Okay, that's a bit weird. I guess let's move out. But there are apparently some veterans with you guys. Promote to leader. Leaders buff their army. We don't really need to do that. I guess regroup. Territory owner is neutral. Pay 5 exploration. Return to nearest friendly capital. Oh, wow. That's actually kind of nice. You can immediately go home with that. Survivalist. Health is less than 50. And... okay, you're gonna be therefore able to heal immediately. Interesting abilities. And you have your soldiers. Hopefully it's not gonna be that hot. Let's continue with the food stockpile then. Hot? Alright, anyway. Let us therefore open therefore the negotiations. That's still basically just like only attack. But nonetheless, okay, now it's gonna be therefore right about now starting to be ours. That's simpler than I thought it's going to be. If he was going there then, well, tough luck, boy. Green. Seems like our map is getting a bit bigger. And it seems like it's actually automatically downscaling and upscaling. Yeah. As you get start and you're seeing small territory, you aren't able to move around. So that's actually fairly somewhat smart though. Because obviously in the olden times when you were just starting to explore, the world was basically only what you could travel to and knew about. So yeah, this is gonna actually nicely showcasing that practically, right? That the world is expanding for you. It's actually pretty smart. So we have met Egypt. We suppose at least one meeting was necessary. Yeah. Amazon rainforest. No. Let's say that probably not. Volodya, almost. Those are some very wild names here. By the way, right now gonna be up on the exploration, for example, quite a bit. You can spawn a scout or claim territory. Claim a neutral territory tile bordering your region to absorb it into your nation. Kinda wanted to do that with this. Let's gonna do it as the first one. Just to test it out. Warfare, we can call volunteers. That's gonna be what? Spawn warband. Cooldown 3 turns, cost 25 war XP. We don't have anything else, so I guess... Let's do it this way. Now in diplomacy having already plenty points, and integrate vessel, spawn envoy. Okay, integrate the vessel. Don't need to do that. Merchant not, bribe. Use on barbarian army to disband them. That's gonna be on like the warlord maybe. But then I'm gonna be waiting for the envoy. And in governmental though, I'm liking to be already changing to something else, so let's do it. Innovation, homeland, and plus culture. So we are ready for peaceful revolution. And now, therefore, what? How do you change from that? Do you need to be finishing all of it? Raise tribal army, creates a warband in your select. I guess you could be also using that, frankly. To be having a full new group. Did we do it? Alright, that's gonna be like a special thing. Okay, that was the base then. Let's join those two, and you're not gonna be able to, of course, move at this point. But these are just some kind of hill tribes. They don't seem to be too dangerous. Where was that? That's some kind of... Oh, there's the barbarian camp here. Okay, that's a stupid move. As the population of a region grows, the needs of the population expand. You now have a region that needs both food and housing. To meet this new need, build improvements that provide housing, such as dwellings. Each nation has a satisfaction level. The average satisfaction of all needs in a region determines how quickly the population of that region grows or shrinks. Well then. This is something that can be used for the rice, so... Nope. Apparently nobody seems to be wanting to live in the... in the mountains. So I guess let's make maybe lodgings here. If next round we're gonna be having enough production for that. Or improvement points or whatever. How far away are we with you? Or are they already full? No, they aren't ours, right? They're gonna be plenty of turns before they're actually ready to join us. And Baghdad is going to be actually ready to integrate almost. We just need to be keeping our points for that. Okay, I missed it. Potentially trying to attack you, and you're gonna be following as a backup. Wow, France is going after us, really. I wonder how many battles you'll need to win before you pay us. Combat allowed in neutral territory. Okay. It's a bit funny of you, I guess, but we'll see. I guess good that we got an extra army then. This is still the barbarians, but still. How are they getting in? Oh, they attacking there. I mean, like, the order of business here of those battles is quite a bit of a mystery to me. Might just as well not even show this and basically just like immediately show result as in Total War, if you're not gonna be going into the big map. heal up then. And simple, good. Can rush culture, so is that really useful here? For 4 wealth. How much do we have? 181. I guess that's not entirely that expensive. And we can therefore get ourselves... I mean, like, the research is done in the next turn. But I guess he might be actually wanting to raise an army. Actually even terminate war immediately, interesting. But we don't have straight war. So how much do we actually have now? And does the rush basically like decrease in cost, depending on how far away we are in the upgrades? I'll be assuming it might be. Let's gonna see what happens with this in the next turn. Just for testing purposes. Forgot to build housings. So let's do it now. But unrest. Unrest is growing in one of your regions, not because you didn't build the houses, right? Larger regions and higher populations can cause unrest. If you do not counter unrest with unrest suppression, it will grow. At higher levels, this will cause rioting and spawn enemy rebels. The easiest way to deal with unrest is to leave a few military units in a restless capital city to maintain order. The guard units are especially good for suppressing regional unrest. So you should be probably making those. Got guys there. You can see culture is ready therefore, so you don't have to be doing anything about it. Here's the army. I'll be here to Okinawa. Research is also complete. Warfare became more structured over time. Successful armies were the ones with discipline and the ability to employ tactics like formations, both of which required organized practice. Good. No, and the next one. Community or belief, I guess. Engineering XP, that seems nice. 2 wheat or rice to 2 flour. Improved points and soap it has to be community, I guess. Seems to be smart option for growth. Okay, so you're gonna be there for what? Oh, we can be getting right now bigger armies, nice. So let's join up. Upgrade to Spear 3 Warfare XP, we have that. Let's do it, let's do it. And they apparently keep the health, kind of. So that's an interesting mechanism. So if you're gonna be having lower level units with the war XP, you can just get them better. It's nice. And 36 is Envoy. Wanting to get there as soon as possible. But at this point, I'm thinking I'm not gonna be wanting to waste my time here anymore. And could have been... Can you actually basically upgrade in the field? I guess you can. I should have been just updated those guys. I guess next turn. By the way, what about the boats? Need to think about it, but the housing needs to be done. So we wanted this to have the seaside houses. That's what they were unhappy about, right? So we have dock works, that works, Develin is gonna be right now working as well. Apparently it's getting us taxes. Otherwise grassland hills. Probably should be getting a bit more food here. And we can get charioteers done. But nonetheless, stockpile is also completed. So that means we are having another level therefore of the town, right? And I still don't know how to increase the level of you. One air unit capacity. Wait, what? That's actually a bit early to be talking about planes, right? But nonetheless, I guess it's already preparing us for things to come. I'm really kind of not sure if this is therefore already down 2 or the level 2 or not. That's like the one mechanism I'm not really sure about so far what it's supposed to be, meaning and how it is. I mean, like, it's obviously not level 2 because you can't be changing the specializations. Unless I just can't select this because I don't know, the selection point is somewhere below the screen, because it's a bit weird when you're playing in a window, but hopefully not. So with the Olympians. So we can be hosting the games, but we don't have any relations with anyone practically. So I guess that's not entirely all that relevant. No, but nonetheless, what you definitely need to be currently doing is that I need to be taking a short break-offs, but I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes, and we of course continue in here. Alright, so let's go further. Yeah, we actually didn't decide what to do in the region here. Okay, so we can be doing market 24 turns. Jesus guys, those times are actually really extreme. Like seriously, we are at this point about level or turn 40. And these are absolutely brutal timings here. Diplomacy XP for an import slots. Warfare XP. Meeting hall is diplomacy. I guess the meeting hall probably. Or we could go actually all out and get ourselves the city guard for the defense. And suppressing unrest. Let's gonna do that. We already having a slight problem with it, so let's get some guard down. So maybe clean the barbarians then. And warfare XP. We apparently wasted all of it, I guess. So what kind of army do we have here? Do we actually have an opportunity to see how much of an army we have on the other side? I guess we really don't, kind of. Let's see. Something's gonna happen. Okay, this is very weird, because one archers could be fighting against the dudes, and the others actually attacking or... Huh. What can therefore determine what's gonna be attacking the palisades and what's gonna be attacking the the army inside? That's slightly strange. Someone's right about now during the battle. It seems like that the usage of the CPU is a bit spiking, so maybe something also to show you for a bit. So can maybe show it from the start. It's easier on the GPU than the overall overworld map. But on CPU apparently computations, but not like you compute into many things. So this definitely can be quite a bit optimized in my opinion. Doesn't really have to be that demanding. There's no reason for it. But yeah, that's gonna be there for that. They are at war with us, aren't they? Don't want to be necessarily going into all-out war just yet. Okay, there's nothing here. Tribal army, we don't need to do that. But the government points, we needed to actually assimilate Baghdad there. And we got warfare experience, so that's nice. So that we can improve the guys. This is something a bit more interesting. But they need to be healing anyway. Can we actually go in on with archers? Barbarian defenders 48%, 62% on the walls. Yeah, we can't really do it now. We're gonna be probably needing to therefore somewhat change it around here. We don't need to attack you, and you're just gonna be therefore taking their place here. And taking this down. And we're gonna be next turn having already the envoy. There's these traders. Settlers from the France. Wow. Right, so let's get our source envoy. Can you like move? Oh wow, he actually built a settlement here straight. Yeah, you can be moving through. I was kind of worried if maybe you're gonna be blocking the path somehow. But luckily that is not the case. I actually don't need to be going far away because if I'm gonna be getting them, then yeah, no problem. Yes, yeah, apparently. Dan community, growing populations allowed a degree of mutual support and cooperation in early societies. People could dedicate themselves to different types of labor, producing a wide variety of goods, because others in the community worked to supply necessities like food. So that means that Age of Iron could be actually done. We don't have landmarks, we can't even discover them because they've already been taken by AI. Other nations units killed in... We haven't gone into the war, so let's just gonna go for a peaceful Iron Age. France is actually already halfway there, Jesus damn. They seem to be quite a bit advanced. Yeah, United Kingdom actually as well. They seem to be rushing it. And we need one more for... yeah, collecting the other settlement. Kind of what it feels like, that there are plenty kind of empty turns here, right? That everything takes such a long time in the turns that you are just like... you're having some intense turns, like maybe 2-3 turns, and then you're having like several turns where you do nothing, like legit nothing. It kind of feels a bit weird. Maybe depends on difficulties. If you're gonna be having higher difficulty, I'm playing on normal, so like the mid one. If you're gonna be having the higher ones, you're gonna be having to a lot more think about the military. Maybe it's gonna be more difficult that way, not sure. Could be also moving with you, the screen certainly here. Have to be a bit more comfortable. That actually reminds me, do you have to be in the territory? Or am I just gonna move in uselessly all the time? Let's gonna move out. And see if I can vassalize them from here. I'm thinking you're probably gonna have to be inside. Well, let's therefore test it, as it seems like Iron Age cheeses. Damn, what did the United Kingdom do? In one turn they got 50%. Wow. Can skip you, but you guys... I really don't understand how in the first attempt the archers once actually or twice shot at them, but then they keep shooting into the palisades for some reason. One more and finished. Yeah. The barbarians knew these lands well. They are difficult to find in their own territory. Do the Romans not know that very well? Study the behavior, 20 warfare, exploration. I guess warfare XP could be nice here. So we are testing with you. Oh right, we actually... oh, I could have been going back, and actually when I was outside I could have tested that already. Oh well. Oh, that's a wasted turn. But we have good government, so let's... I guess enact Baghdad. Okinawa is gonna be not enough for... oh, actually we can already. Oh, is that like a skip? That gonna be a skip, right? Because there was a difference and there was still a line here earlier, yeah. Okay, let's therefore integrate Baghdad. So that's gonna be there for house, and right now we can control them, right? Yes. So, 2 settlers, let's get to food so that we can be getting more people there. And you actually building the same as in the other territory. Ah. But it's gonna be giving you basically like the same bonus, right? Into the overall realm, I guess. So those towns under government, XP. Yeah, that's really useful. Dolmens is extra territory, there's nothing else I really want there too much. I guess town center is making good sense here again. We can rush it for spend wealth to immediately finish construction. Wow, 210, and we have been how much? Well, that's something that would be very useful to actually know on this screen, right? Having 227. Oh wow, we actually can be getting plenty new things at this point then. This is therefore flax, so that's maybe somewhat useful. +2 wealth, and this is gonna be leather and meat. Ooh, grassland looks nice. Guess some kind of pasture we can get here. Leather, meat. Yeah, well, gonna be having to wait for 16 improvement points for that. Improvements on cooking mill. And for woodwork, saw pit. Yeah, okay. That's not something that we have currently any kind of need for, or even opportunity for too much. Iron Age is upon us. Age of Iron. Mine improvements are 20% off during the Age of Iron. The growth rate of population increases by 12.5% during the Age of Iron, and new governments unlocked. So now you're gonna be able to switch. So maybe we just didn't have to be doing all of this. Tough to say, but nonetheless we have to be at this point probably finishing it first and then imagining we're gonna be able to see. So, Mr. Envoy, can you therefore do that from now, from here? Nope, he needs to be in the territory. Okay, so that's kind of good to know how it therefore works. Now what do we do next? Not sure I want to be necessarily attacking the Frenchies, but you can probably get rid of the barbarian armies somewhere nearby. It seems like with the second town we therefore getting more improvement points. Actually not, one from Konya. 0.02 from Okinawa. Okay, so I guess it depends on what kind of buildings you have in the town. Yes, that's gonna be it. Specialize them. Plus. Thank you. That means you can be going in to heal. You can right about now try to destroy those guys. The archers are so good there. Nice. So that's cleaned, and we probably... There was another group, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in this direction. Probably should be still able to deal with them. Seems like the French are actually all around. They're having so many settlers. We have spent the government points on other things now, so... I guess that's making sense. Probably should be also able to right now create a town. Let's gonna use the money and rush this therefore to at least use this once. Eureka, we can potentially advance it a bit faster, but how about maybe creating towns somewhere? Can we? Towns cannot be built on mountains, water, blah blah blah, but can you build it somewhere? Yes. So you can actually build it per territory, I guess. Or you can actually build it even in... Ah, the helpful ones. So we therefore build it here. Level 1 town, adjacent territory. Towns increase the region's level, generate wealth, adjacent improvement, generate influence. Improve defenses for the regional capital, and the newly produced units can be set to spawn there. You can increase the town's level with the expand town engineering domain power. Once at least level town, towns can specialize to generate additional resources. That's gonna just for the fun of it, build a town here. Right next to boys in the new territory to see how much of a terrible idea it's going to be possibly. Torchbearers. The people of Ottomans have created a new position within the Hippodrome of Torchbearer. The title can be held by any member of any nation participating in the games. Accept or 300 wealth? I'm not... Wait, what? But what the Torchbearer does? I guess accept, but this is very insufficient explanation for me. Right, so we have built those guys, and how do we basically like ignore its army until guard is cancelled? Okay, so you're gonna be guarding probably here, and that's gonna be meaning you are gonna be protecting the whatever here, that piece. It's kind of thinking you can somewhat deposit them into the town so that they don't bother you on the overworld map, but seems not. And you don't need the meeting halls for the extra diplomacy. I mean, like, do I actually need it? Because I don't have that many further vessels to be taken. Maybe I don't even need it. What can we do with diplomacy? Integrate vessel. Alright, you can actually maybe speed that up a bit. And we can bribe those guys, spawn merchants. Maybe. Okay, you can get reinforcements and forced march, so it's alright so far. Exploration, you're gonna be claiming territory with that, I'm assuming, and here, gonna be just gonna waiting for spawning settler, I guess. They actually even can't go into such a territory. Weird. No, I guess that with you, Horsey, you probably can be alright about now heading therefore in the opposite direction. Because I need to be exactly looking into those territories specifically. I'm actually scared to evade. Seems like the barbarians. Egyptians. Yeah, this kind of not screen moving is actually a bit something that certainly needs to be improved for the further game. In the further development. So the offer is really growing quite a bit high though. So I guess you're gonna maybe soon getting some new people up, new armies up. Restore some of army's health and morale at the cost of combat XP. Used on an army that is not inside enemy borders. Yeah, it's somewhat nice actually. If we're gonna be having problems and having to fight again, it's gonna be of course fixing us practically immediately. They move out of the way for you. We're gonna be chasing the barbarians around here. And that means that with you... Okay, maybe just gonna use you as a bit of a scouting part around here. Yeah, having 3 and 3. I'm actually thinking we might be wanting to though replace... Yes, one archer's there. And I guess the full health spears into this army. Probably gonna be having enough improvement points to build something new. 14 currently. Expeditionary force, this is gonna be the main force. Okay, that's the barbarians, so... Hopefully they won't be attacking us. Fingers crossed. But I wanted to be building something new, so can we... the pasture was the next one, but we have already enough improvement points for that. Gather and pasture 16, okay, so we need to be waiting another turn for that. Should be increasing the growth fairly nicely. And unfortunately he's gonna be attacking us. But he also advanced into the Age of Iron. So the revolution. In this age, you gain the ability to adopt a new government. Selecting a government changes the needs and base earnings of your regions, provides a new set of government ideals and increases your capacity for all domain points. By the way, the investment that we did there, you want to be probably reaching for the peaceful revolution, so that you are not gonna be messing yourself up too much. And selecting a government changes the needs and base earnings of your regions, provides new... okay, we already read that. If you complete the final ideal for your current government, the reformed ideal, you can use the peaceful revolution culture power to make the change, yes. Alternatively, you can select the government domain on the left and use the violent revolution domain ability to change governments at the cost of chaos. I guess civil unrest at that point, so if you have enough guards or armies, you probably would be fine. And a government's ideals require that specific government in order to work. These ideals are lost when you adopt a new government. For example, if you adopt the kingdom government, any tribal ideals you had unlocked are lost. However, newer governments are always better than older ones, so changing governments quickly is almost always the right move. Age of Iron unlocks. Crossbow. Crossbow, like really? That's probably gonna be like a... Not like a crossbowman, but a ballista rather, probably. But it seems like it's gonna be straight crossbowman, that seems kinda wrong. I mean, like granary, sure, monument, extra influence. Okay, police, basically watch, stores, plaza for arts, midden, sanitation. Peaceful revolution, violent revolution, spawn prospector. Search for deposits of gold in the hills. No, well, maybe right now the territory on the left where you have all the hills is gonna be becoming useful. Finally. Propaganda, look at that. Reduces chaos by promoting an official version of events. Promotion culture exports. Friendly vassalized territory to increase its prosperity. Reduce unrest and immigration, alright. Nice. So research complete into the Age of Iron. We obviously do not have anything else here in the demo. I mean, like, we're gonna be ending in like about 10 turns anyway, because it's 60 turns, and like turn 50. So what is gonna be the first part? I'm almost wanting to get horses here, but let's check. Weaponsmith and furnace. Toolsmith, some engineering. Of course, cavalry. Increases the speed at which your territory expands, that's kinda nice. Construction, what it does. Stone fortifications, stone towers, catapult, and catapult bireme. So this is, yeah, what you would be expecting. If you're gonna be under some heavy attack. Scribes. Paper into manuscripts, so therefore wealth into knowledge. Knowledge. so therefore faster upgrades and extra diplomacy. Now the scrap's gonna look nice maybe for what we're playing. Public waters, that's gonna be improvement points, costing, but nonetheless extra housings and good taxing, apparently. Increases the number of towns a region can support. Guess that could be useful. Aqueduct for sanitation and oven. Noen arts, what are they gonna be doing? Culture. Sponsor an artist in the target capital. Use artists to rush culture and to create works of art within friendly capitals. Arts XP and warfare. Yeah, I'm thinking that infrastructure is somewhat nice. You're not gonna be able to finish that, but it's now turned 52 out of 60. But still, kind of good. And we don't need to be right now. Violent revolution. And how do you therefore switch peacefully? New form of government is available. Right, violent revolution 50 those. But we actually do have a possibility for the peaceful one, so what do I do to switch there? Select a new government via the peaceful revolution, culture power, and oh right. Okay, so culture power. Yes, okay. So once you're finished with that, you can therefore change. Alright. Fortunately, seems like you might be able to rush it with money. So not sure if you're gonna be able to get there in time, but maybe. You're already healed, so let's destroy those guys. Sometimes you need to be clicking like more than once on few things. I'm really not sure if it's some kind of really random misalignment because of, again, playing in the window. As there is, for example, with some of the buttons. Or I don't know. Poor Scouty. Wait, what? How was it actually? What was the first turn? There was a switch, like, skip from 1 to 3. 2. Oh, is it like the first one that basically you're meeting, or there's a kind of empty turn there? Gonna have to maybe watch some other battles, possibly, to get some clear idea on that. Let's heal up. For some of the exploration points, we don't really need them as much. Oh, I forgot to build the bastion. Damn it. Oof. That was a hard battle we actually took there. Yeah, it seems like actually the first move is basically like meeting. Huh? Or is it kind of like ahead counting? 5, 6, 7, and OS 8 1. Ah, maybe it's actually just kind of like weird counting. I guess that could be it. Let's go and heal. So you can therefore upgrade to crossbow. Yeah, I guess let's do it for both of them. But that's kind of like quite a bit off. 2000 before Christ, having crossbows. That's not entirely all that right. Oh, frankly, 2000 BC having Iron Age. That's also a bit extreme, right? Iron Age is somewhere, no, practically around the turn of the millennium. As in, around Christ. Bronze Age is like 300 BC, right? And before that. No. Interesting. It's iron, right? Yes. Iron Hills, very nice. Potentially very interesting for settlers. Doesn't seem to be anything relevant here in the corner. Again, I forgot about that. I mean, like, if we actually have... If we have right about now the turn back... The movement, it would be kind of nice to be having turn back turn, actually, so that you don't have to, like, reload. But I guess maybe that could be a bit more complicated to keep the states and stuff. So it's better to be having it through saves, not sure. But goods produced at one location in your nation can be sent to different regions. If you have access to or excess goods in one region, you can build a capital building that provides domestic export slots, like stores. From the map, select the name of the region and view the Workers tab. Here you will see your domestic export slots to the right, below goods. Select an open slot and assign a good to be sent to a different region. On the map, select the name of the region and view the Workers tab. Okay. Click select region to set where the goods will be shipped. Domestic export can be very useful in helping to boost newly established regions. Wow. Two of them died somehow. It's gonna be just like representative, but still kind of funny. Okay, they can be camping here. And getting healed up. And then for the government, we're gonna be there for having another town to be taken under our control, right? Wow, the integration definitely increased in cost. I guess it's gonna be based, or maybe they mention it, based on how many towns you already have. But let's finally build the pasture here. For some more food. Very nice. Can actually convert back to vassal. What does it do? Convert this region back into vassal. This will reduce culture and generate more unrest from your region count. But you will lose direct control over the region. So what is the purpose of it? Like, legit, what is the reason for it, to do it? Maybe, like, just like the different cost of the controlling of another region. So basically, I'll give up this one, and you're gonna be faster getting another region elsewhere. Is that like a thing? That's having me slightly perplexed. Okay, so therefore here, Konya, and how did they say that we are gonna be going into the trade? Okay, that's probably like here, yeah, the goods. But we don't have any kind of trade post or whatever, marketplace or trader. So I guess maybe that's why we cannot be doing anything with it. Yeah, so a lot of new things you can actually build here. By the way, is therefore the meeting hall still useful? I guess probably those are gonna be somewhat recommendations for us, because they are somewhat like low in with the... Maybe it's gonna be only like that they are upgrades. Guess that's gonna be it. But the build times are absolutely crazy, like really. Again, like 50 turns. That's exactly how long we are so far playing. It seems to be really kind of want to slow your gameplay down a lot as it comes up. Yes, the game continues. A new form of government is available. Yeah, of course. So we knew that. It was a message. And we have some kind of history of messages. Yeah, that's just like a history here. And apparently, Will is gonna be scrolling, and also it is going to be right about now moving here. Yeah, so that's just like an event log, okay. I can actually take it and move it somehow. Can somehow actually get back into help? Like they said F1, right? National spirits, governments, improvements. Yeah, I probably need to be building market. By default, goods are converted to resource at the end of turn. Foreign import trade. I want domestic export trade. It's sending goods from one of your regions to another of your region. Foreign import, this requires capacity, which is gained primarily through capital buildings such as stores. Should be built in regions where you want to send goods from. No capacity is required by the region receiving the goods. Oh, right. So set up domestic export, select the region you wish to send from, and then select domestic export on the right. Okay, then select the region. Domestic export provides supply list of all goods you could send to another region. Okay, so select the region. It's just like completely stupid because I don't see the trade here anywhere. Do I have to be having the market for it? I can apparently change the name and stuff. There's the market. There is the market. On foreign import slots. Okay, that's foreign import, not domestic. To set up domestic export, select the region you wish to send from, and then select domestic export on the right. No, so we have selected region. And where is supposed to be like the domestic export? I just don't see it anywhere. To the right somewhere. There's nothing to the right. So I'm definitely missing something. I'm probably completely blind or whatnot. But yeah, this doesn't seem to be exactly what they are writing in there. You can do definitely something here, but it looks like it might be only for the foreign export then. Though it, I guess, would be making some kind of sense for any kind of export, whatever. But yeah, the fact remains, there's no kind of menu for that anywhere. by the way, somebody else here. Looks like maybe... Could you... That's gonna be actually the French. They maybe made some kind of new settlement to the north. Yeah, I have no clue at this point about what that's about. That domestic trade, so I guess let's not dwell. And we apparently can't be going anywhere further. So this is gonna be blocked. Egyptians there, so... Can we go somewhere forward? Probably so, through the forest. And we apparently can be making somebody a leader. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see if it's gonna be some kind of good idea for the further fights or not. Promote to leader 2. Leaders buff the army when they're with their tactics start. So you can actually have like more leaders than one in one army. That's hardly logical, but I guess. Okay, so Baghdad is done with town center. By the way... Okay, granary there. You can actually... get immediately upgrades, because here in Konya yeah, we have an upgrade to Granaria, so okay, so I guess it's not gonna be entirely that specific, because you have the food stockpile and that is also available therefore in Baghdad, or is it immediately not? Seems like it's not, right? Yeah, because that's gonna be skipping there for the step. You have an upgrade to Granary, which is evidently having picture of the stockpile here, which was taken 22 production. Oh. Plenty of rounds rather, in general. So at this point just gonna be immediately going Granary and not the food stockpile. Okay. And it's gonna be probably increasing therefore the price on there. On the turns, because it's gonna be adding the previous thing as well, I guess. Huh. Maybe kinda thinking that might not be entirely necessary, considering you cannot advance in the ages, so it would be just like really replacing it. You already paid for it before, sure, but that was the pay, or the price to pay for your advancement. Food storage level 2, monument. 100 influence and expanding the borders. So that's yeah what we also did with the men here, so whatnot earlier. Cranes are gonna be given more improvement points. Work camp is giving production and engineering XP. I guess like work camp maybe seems like a plan. Get ourselves a settler. We were actually looking for something here for the government points. I don't think we really were. We are gonna be losing this anyway, so there's no point in wasting time there. Culture, that's gonna be apparently still taken a bit. We'll be able to claim territory. And prospector. Prospector to search for deposits of gold in hills. Okay, let's do that. It's some kind of new mechanism. You can't be going like straight into the mountains, but probably the hills here. That's what you probably can use. Prospect territory. Terrain is hills and location is empty. Yes. Wow. So it's probably not going to be like a... If you are lucky it is there. It's probably gonna be always turn it over or some such, right? Interesting. So therefore that's gonna be gold deposit. Still no idea how the damn I'm actually supposed to be updating the town and upgrading it. Very strange. But there is that. No one in the government, I guess. We also could be getting the further territory therefore, right? Okinawa here. Okay, so let's get them. That's what you're waiting with the points there. Already forgot about it. Needs 50%. It's shrinking. So you're having some problem with food, or what is your issue? Yes. Now it's gonna be better. What to build with you? You don't need the government XP like now for you. Improvement points, production engineering. I'm kinda tempted to do that as well. They're gonna be possibly having gold because they're having right next to them mountains or hills, and they're having flags. It's arts XP. Unlocked by scouting, tribal elders. Yeah, actually this is gonna be all unlocked in a different way. Region level 2, maybe we don't have that. Let's grow you first. Being like the 50 turns is absolutely like insane. I mean, like seriously. It seems to be... There's something I'm not understanding about those turns. Otherwise it's just making absolutely no sense why it would be taking basically like 10 hours of game time to get yourself granary. Like what the hell? That needs to be something I'm not doing right. Already moved with you? Yes. This also needs to be working with better, the skipping of the armies. Okay, they're gonna be almost done. Still healing with those guys. Alright, so you're healthy. And I guess ready to go. Can probably come to the city. And Scouty. Let's continue moving with you. And we are having only 5 at this point improvement points. Can't basically build anything at all currently. Gold. Okay, so the gold is basically like immediately working. No, we need to be building a mine upon it. But I guess you don't have that upgraded, therefore. That's what you were needing to be getting in, what is it? Construction or... There were mines somewhere, weren't there? Furnace, toolsmith, weaponsmith, so it's not that. But are we just gonna like build it in the town and then it's gonna be available? To be probably making somewhat of a sense. By the way, what is the distribution of the wills? Is it somewhat logical? Seems to somewhat be. Why are we in the scrublands here? Let's maybe fill right now the hills for extra production. It's gonna be probably a better combination. And it actually right now... Wait, what the hell? It's only 20 here in this town. That's because we are having plenty of villages here, I guess. As opposed to the other town. Yeah, it has to be it. And nonetheless, work camp, stores, lookout console, blah blah blah. We don't have really kind of mines here. I can actually wonder if maybe we made a mistake by prospecting mountains that are like somewhat far away, but that seems to be somewhat inconsequential. Like, how do you get mines? Because he evidently don't have the option to really do anything here. Right? If you're, for example, there, in the free field, you're having all of these. Stonework, there's a kiln. Okay, that's not really that much useful for us. Civic, dwell in Midden. Alright. Gather, it's going to be just a hunting camp. Oh, but nonetheless, whatever. We are basically having this in all kinds of territories, but here on the hills, we don't have that. And with the mine, 1 gold for wealth, but we can't build the mine. So does that mean that you can't mine it in Iron Age? That seems busted. There's gonna be something I probably need to be doing first to get to it. Apparently can't be passed into dense forest. Not, how do we therefore get into the territory then? We can't be moving here. We can't be moving there. There's a road into the forest, I guess. Even that's gonna be possible to pass. Oh, actually, here we can go. Why didn't... Because there's some kind of really actually weird behavior with the clicking sometimes. For example, when the army is sometimes selected, basically just like doesn't allow you to move, as if it weren't selected. I guess some kind of bug. For example, if you're gonna be also switching over at the start, it also seems like the army is selected and in the end it isn't. Or maybe there's some kind of weird clicks tied to the fact that you move the screen through clicking and moving the screen around. They basically like make a small move with the mouse and it registers as movement instead of selection. That could also possibly be it. Because frankly that system is straight stupid. I don't know who is actually pushing for that on the dev side. I've never seen pushing and moving the screen over with left click. It's always right click. Don't understand the left click at all movement. But whatever, maybe it's about getting used to it. There's a lot of random barbarians. They seem to be spawning basically randomly across the territory. And we have met Persians. Oh, look at that. We are pleased to meet your people. We expect good things to come from this relationship. And could it be actually telling us where the hell did we even meet them? Oh, there, right? That seems maybe going to be the new territory. Because the bottom green are Egyptians. As the French, we still are supposed to be meeting British somewhere. No idea where we met them. That's also quite a bit strange how it actually is made and done. This seems to be slightly different color than the other grasslands, but I could be just kind of wrong about that. Let's maybe gonna stop gathering and try to move around a bit here. So apparently not. This is gonna be standard grassland. But yeah, we're gonna be at the end of the demo. Because it's gonna be turn 60, next one. And that's where we're gonna be finishing. Ah, but we can actually rush the culture good. So we can therefore get ourselves the peaceful revolution at least. Happy for that. So our government is outdated and its leaders show interest in reform. Perhaps it is time for a change. Reconsider. I guess you have to be kind of thinking about the bonuses you get from the previous that you have already paid for. So if you are gonna be in the middle of some war, maybe I need some kind of extra units. It might be useful to keep yourself there for a few more turns or until the crisis is resolved. But let's right now switch over. So, Imperial Dynasty or Kingdom? What do they do? Imperial Dynasty. Okay, construct palace, domain XP maximum to 200, improvement points. No, we are spending them pretty quickly so far. Extra food, region level. Production on palace for every 2 population in the region. Interesting. Housing, sanitation, knowledge on palace, and... Okay, so what does the kingdom do? That is a very Eastern Byzantine... Oh, actually Persian, looking at the... Yeah. Looking at what he has on his chest, that is actually a lot more into the Middle East in there than I even started. Seat of power, domain... Okay, that's the same as in the other one. Minus 30% of spawn, settler domain, so colonization practically. Spawn envoy, that's also interesting, but well, I mean like at this point for some kind of diplomacy that we need for even the Olympics nations trade that we have, national trade. And spawn immortals. Army of spears at vassal, okay, reap scutage. Well, from vassal, and based on his population and prosperity. So if you want to be fleecing somebody. Generates knowledge from vassal. That might be curious. And I can see right now how it's increasing in the costs, right? As they are supposing, you're gonna be having already plenty improvements on your settlements, and therefore getting more and more of it. Well, logically. But nonetheless, the build points, they are just like... They are so far confounding me quite a lot. Because at this point it's kinda evident that, yeah, this is gonna be a bit getting more costlier. But the cost of the buildings, they are just like multiplying. And we are having 60 turns here, and now building stupid granary on a kinda like second tier town is taking the same amount. And even on the capital, it's taking like 20 turns, that's absolutely crazy. Maybe that's some kind of way to optimize it, but still, seems to be a bit interesting, but I guess let's go for the kingdom. Yes, let's therefore get that, but we've already done that, and now we're gonna be needing some more government points. So we're gonna be kingdom for at least 1 turn. Can we get a fight? Yeah, I'm thinking actually that the selection problem is going to be what I actually mentioned. That it's gonna be registering as a movement of the screen instead of selection. And that's why I'm getting the problems with that. Because really that system is... I just like don't understand how anybody thought that it's gonna be a good idea. It's like... Seriously. You can't change any kind of hotkeys here in the demo, which is, I guess, okay. But like just that being the base idea they have, that is very questionable. Can't be moving through the dense forest that well, unfortunately. So, we're gonna be ready. Hey, it's some kind of red army. Okay, let's have a look. Some barbarians you can't entirely see. Seem to be hiding. And in Konya, we have finished with the meeting hall for the diplomacy. So to be the next in order. I don't think we need that much of an army currently. Everything is getting right about now a bit easier since you're maybe getting some more workers. So this is some reasonable costs, but in the other towns... Wow. So how many workers? Already quite a bit, plenty. Oh, did actually the kingdom... Oh, the kingdom actually might have helped us. There are some kind of bonuses from that overall. So that actually might have been part of it. This is right now a lot more reasonable. So I guess maybe the food sources are the storage is gonna be always a nice idea. Maybe the market also wouldn't be too terrible. Seat of power, government XP and diplomacy XP. That's gonna maybe get the growth of the population going here. But we're having what? Problem with food apparently. Oh, well. But that's gonna be increasing the food exactly, so that's a correct move. Can we switch in? Oh, actually we can. Okay, so let's do that. And that's not still enough? Now it's enough. Yeah, okay. So you apparently have to be right now man in the scrubland. Which is meaning we should be therefore switching also some kind of territory into farms. You don't have entirely enough production points, or improvement points rather, for that. But you could be getting maybe some easy hunting cabin here. Bone, meat, yes. So at least something small we can do. I wanted to do it from the very start of the game, so at least at the end here. And that's gonna be therefore fixing the food, and maybe we can switch them over into the production then, right? Yes. Okay, so it was having a bit of an easy solution here, so go off. Let's get the taxes for the money. That's looking a bit better now. Consume for wealth. Not sure if really anybody's gonna be wanting bones from us in Iron Age already. But I guess people are gonna be having some different ideas maybe all around. But really, I'm still kinda confounded by the gold mine, because he evidently can't do anything with it. Can't build anything here. Yeah, just like constantly going into food here. Don't have anything special. And now it actually decreased a lot. So actually going into the new version of government has helped a ton. So maybe that's supposed to be in the end therefore like a motivation to switch the governments faster. Because you're gonna be getting a lot quicker into even the further buildings, because this is dropped to like half, by like half at least, of what it was before. So that's gonna be the system, which definitely wasn't all that apparent, but yeah, well, I guess as you play you learn. So yeah, that's a lot more normal, so makes sense, I guess, somewhat. Even Okinawa is gonna be much faster by this time. Okay, so gonna be 2 on food, so that you can at least grow and then potentially get some further workers. And this one is gonna be still, I guess, far away from getting 6 turn before we are gonna be able to absorb it. But yeah, I guess it's gonna be there for it. With our turns therefore finished. Can we get in some picture maybe here? Of our territory. And last one, so that we have even boys or bois. Not sure what's gonna be necessary right now, the pronunciation that they are meaning for that. So what is gonna be right now at the end? Is it gonna be just like some kind of thank you, or is it gonna be a fake ending at 60? Oh wow, we actually got attacked all around here. So that was a nice parting gift there. But those are gonna be results for, you know, the opportunity. As therefore that will be the end of the demo for Millennia. If you are interested in the game as well, then you can still test it until Monday, somewhere like 16 GMT. It's free on Steam as a demo, so you can try it out if you're gonna be enjoying it or not. No, and well, it wasn't a bad experience. It's, well, classic Civ-Like. So you're just gonna be having turn-based gameplay, developing your territory and town, getting into technologies. It's really Civ-Like is just basically all you need to know about it. And then it just depends if you're gonna be enjoying kind of its specifics and how it's designed. Seems to be quite a bit alright. I just kind of have a bit of a problem with the pacing kind of the game. That it kind of feels like that there are plenty turns where you basically just do practically nothing. And then there are gonna be some hectic ones, a few of them. So that maybe is kind of interesting. Same as I mentioned, no, sometimes it feels like that some things like building structures and stuff. It's taken maybe a bit long for what it needs to, possibly. No, the battles, they are very simplistic. You don't have any kind of influence on that. The only influence you have is basically how you combine your armies, what kind of technologies you get for that, and that's it. Otherwise they just basically fight on their own. You have no influence over it. So basically numbers and quality, that's all you can influence, and that's the important part. Barbarians seem to be not entirely that dangerous. It's just like one extra mechanism, same as with the vessels in there, and some kind of random how is it, villages across the map, which kind of reminds me slightly of colonization. You're having also some like random treasures, and you're also having like natives there and their villages that could be giving you some specific resources for trade practically. Oh, it wasn't too much of a trade, they were just mostly giving you tribute, or you could also destroy them and raid them, which is practically similar mechanism here, so it's also a bit of colonization in it. Now, as you can see, you can go all the way into even the space ages. You're just having some first few thousands of the years here. Now it definitely needs to be having a bit more of the option settings for sure. In the graphics, I'll be kind of liking maybe some kind of limitation of FPS for this kind of game. You don't need to be frying a graphics card for nothing. But nonetheless, even on my 10 years or at this point 11 years old computer, it ran pretty well. So even if you're having something weaker, then no problem. I was even able to stream it, as you can see. So that's quite a bit fine. Again, I'm having from 11 years back i5-3570, which is a 3.4 GHz quad-core, 8 GB RAM, and graphics card Radeon HD 7900, 3 GB. So back then it was a pretty top-level computer, but now definitely nowhere near. But we are gonna be having good time with it anyway, and are still even in games like these. So again, feel free to try it. It's still available as a demo on Steam, and then of course follow them on their all kinds of socials and channels to see if you're gonna be there for enjoying that. Seems to be quite a bit of an alright game in this kind of genre. Of course, didn't entirely get into some kind of deeper mechanisms all around, but the taste that we got, I'm thinking, was somewhat what you would be expecting of it to be had. Some of the things are definitely needing a bit better explanation. For example, I didn't understand at all how to go for the domestic trade. That is something that was missing for me. I just probably didn't see something on the interface, or I don't know. But it was a bit confusing. The mine, for example, on the left on the hills, also don't understand that. I just assume I don't have technology for it or whatever to mine the gold. That's all I can kinda assume. So maybe it's gonna be somewhere later in the game. But weird to be getting prospected to find the gold and not being able to mine it, right? That's kinda what's making me question if there is something a bit more to it. But I guess that's something you can learn if you are gonna be delving deeper into the gameplay. So yeah, decentish fun. I think they cannot be saying that I'll be bored with it. Thinking I was having exactly what I was kind of expecting from it. Some kind of new variant on the Civilization games, so I don't think there was anything really bad on it. Just kind of slightly questioning if the fights need to be done in such a way. If they couldn't be there for streamlight even further, just like getting a straight result again as in Total War. If you are not playing the sprawling real-time battles, just basically immediately get a result. I think it had to be absolutely fine here as well, because I mean, like, you can't influence anything. So unless there's gonna be some kind of different plan for that and some mechanisms that you can influence it somehow, then maybe, but this way it seems to be useless. And therefore can be a bit more streamlined in that. So I guess that's gonna be probably at this point for the stream and for a bit of a first look on Millennia. Just trying to remember if maybe I could be wanting to say something about it. Again, the options are very limited, so no hotkeys changes and whatnot. We have already gone through that. Definitely more settings are gonna be also needed, but I guess it's gonna be only since it's demo, so they wanted to be having something out the door. And for that it's working well, no crashes. no kind of like drops or anything of FPS even or whatnot. Seem to be working quite a bit fine for us. So seems like it's gonna ready to go pretty much. Just gonna hone in some details and whatnot, and maybe therefore it could be having some interesting launch. I kinda liking the vassalizing mechanisms on the extra villages. It's kinda like definitely a lot more rewarding exploration and going out into the world instead of just basically like turtling and building your own city. It is kinda motivating you to do that quite a bit, so that you're also gonna be faster than the AI. So I guess that maybe on higher difficulties, this might be actually quite a bit of a challenge to be getting into correct places first and maintaining the armies in correct places as well. I guess that might be fairly interesting if you're gonna be actually wanting to be playing it on some min-maxing. Not on some kind of chill playthrough. It's probably gonna be quite a bit fine as well. We were playing on normal at this point and kind of like the middle difficulty. Didn't really have that much of a problem in there. We didn't get into conflict with the enemy nations. Just kind of with the barbarians, which I think was good enough to get and learn basic mechanisms of the game. Didn't get into water warfare too much either. Besides the last part owning us kind of, but that was on purpose. We could have been going into some seafaring nation as well. But we chose to go and focus more onto the land. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be there for it. For us, so I guess maybe play again's gonna be bringing us into menu. Or what does it do? Yes, brings us back to the main menu. Let's just gonna maybe see if we can therefore load. Let's gonna see what the continue does right now when we are limited on the 60 rounds. When we're already at it, we might just as well test it. But it would be kind of pretty stupid thing to be allowing it to kind of jump it somehow. The limitation. Oh, turn 51. Okay, so it basically goes to the last save. They don't even save at the end there. So that's what it does. No, continue is basically like last save. I was kind of thinking it's gonna be saving on the end, but it apparently didn't. So we also load something else to see if that's also at least working, if you want to be having some fun with it. But based on the fact, what I really liked is the kind of like that you can be returning the moves of the armies. I really enjoy that. That's a good idea. And you therefore don't have to be reloading or whatnot if you make some kind of mistake because of that. I'll be kind of thinking it would be nice if you could be replaying even the last turn. But I imagine that might be for a good reason, that it would be maybe a bit too much for the engine or whatnot. But I can definitely imagine that being also very much useful. So yeah, I guess that's gonna be there for it at this point for what we have here. And if you're interested, again, try it out on Steam. It is still there on the demo after the next fest. I'm gonna be giving you right now the link for it into the chat if you are curious. And give it a shot. So that's gonna be there for it, and I hope therefore you enjoyed for today. For the further streams, I'm kind of thinking that maybe tomorrow there is a chance of Age of Mythology in the evening, somewhere like 20 GMT maybe, from the Power of the Gods tournament. It is quite a bit possible. No, and then, well, over the weekend, if there's gonna be something live again, and Monday, Wednesday, Age of Mythology, Monday something. So far it feels to me it might be some recorded games from Age of Empires 2, as the match that I was planning to stream today in the end didn't happen. There was an earlier one, but it was already irrelevant at that point. So we might be doing that there on Monday, and Thursday, well, we'll see what's gonna be coming forward in the next days. So yeah, thank you therefore very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, whoever was around to have a look at this new game and its demo. By the way, is there when it's coming out? So far not, coming soon. By C-Prompt Games and Paradox Interactive. And let's therefore have a look if there's maybe even someone else streaming Millennia. Nope, we are the very lone ones. we are the only stream of that. Okay, so let's maybe kind of see if there's somebody streaming some Civilization, maybe. Or the colonization, already mentioned that. That's a bit fun. I want to be streaming that as well. One of those days. So, no, it doesn't seem like there's anybody right now live with that. But lately there was, for example, Dr. CDCS, who was streaming it and casting it. So that was really good fun. And well, I used to be playing like 20 years back, but obviously I didn't have any kind of clue about it as a kid on Amiga. So now, that would be a whole different experience and actually knowing what to do, because it is a bit kind of like hard game to play. It's quite a bit unforgiving as far as I know. That is Dr. CDCS, if you want to be looking into his past broadcast maybe. That's right now the link for you. I'm not in for the Civilization games, maybe for some recommendations. I have no idea about any of the streamers there, so I can't really help you too much. There is somebody streaming, apparently, Civilization Beyond Earth even. Somebody streaming Civilization 4 even, and there's 5 and 6. Looks like I'm gonna be the next ones. Yeah, R0 is doing Beyond Earth. Then we have the Civilization 4, that's gonna be Trust Theft. No idea about any of them. And Civilization 5 and 6 seems to be having some bigger viewership. Civilization 6 is actually having plenty of people in there. No idea about any of them, so feel free to possibly choose what you wish. And you can therefore compare if this is gonna be some kind of decent contender or not. Or for example, there was also Humankind, right, lately. Civilization 5 therefore is also on. I'm just gonna be giving you those RG-ROI. And now going by the category, I don't know any of the streamers. I'm just gonna be doing it this way today. Is there somebody streaming Humankind? That seems to be pretty dead again. Just kind of like some 4 streams. Somebody first time playing, chat focused by T-Davy147. So well, that's another newer game in this genre if you're interested. But yeah, nonetheless, I guess that's gonna be there for it. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for the demo, that we are able to test this. That's what I enjoy about Paradox Interactive, as you're playing even, for example, Imperator, Crusader Kings 3. They are offering those demos, which is not that much common. So really happy for that, and getting the opportunity to see the games before you'll be possibly spending money on those. So thank you very much for watching again. I've been Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Hope you enjoyed, and see you later.